All right. I think that we are. Hello and welcome to Game Complainers, episode 658. I'm your host, Barry.
Host Anthony.
And Frank.
And we have
Boom, boom, boom.
There he is. Do your intro again.
Let's do Duke in the room. It's Canada Day. Let's rock and roll, baby.
We got Noof here. We got Anthony here. We have the digital men versus the physical men. We got two physical guys. And they have more in common than just wanting physical. I'll tell you that.
Physical. Somebody likes it physical.
Well, happy Canada Day, Noof.
Yeah, happy Canada Day.
Well, Canada, we're going to be floating. We're going to be, the continent's going to be floating up here. It just won't stop raining where I'm at. My God. I was telling Frank off the air, I said, I think somebody said we've had the most rain now in June since 1914.
Wow.
Like,
Insane.
fuck, man, every freaking day it's raining and thunderstorms. Like, apparently it's going to keep on going until about the 7th of July here.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, they say when it rains, it pours, and apparently it's been pouring in the games industry, too.
Oh, it's going to be crazy, especially on Monday. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, this is not going to end.
There might be a Xbox show on Monday. We don't know, depending on the situation. If it gets a little too crazy on Monday, we might have to wait till the next Monday to do a show when the dust settles. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. But tonight, I'm surprised we don't have about 85 people in here because Sony's going to get the smoke tonight from us. So, you know, the Sony guys, the Pony guys. Anyway, I want to shout out the chat real quick. We got Wesson. We got Milfman. Who else we got? We got Scott. We got Venom. We got Peter is in the chat. What's up, Peter? We got Jamie on in the chat. You got Lucius. So here we go. Tell all your friends that we're live. We had 40 people in here last week. Let's try to get more people in here. But yeah, this is the day we never thought would be showing up. We got Richard in here, fellow Canadian. Happy Canada Day, Richard. I hope you guys drank some Canada Dry.
Canada Dry all day.
Today is the day we didn't think would show up this early, but here it is. If I could pull it up on the screen here. Sony has pulled physical discs, and physical disc production will end January of 2028 for new games releasing. Now, you know what that means. That just means that up until January 2028, people can put their games on discs. But you know what this really means? It means like, oh, starting next week, I don't have to put my games on a disc anymore. And you're going to see a lot of companies do that. And here we go. We're in a world of hurt because even though I'm not really a physical guy anymore, I've been saying this for years. We don't have any laws in the place for digital rights for these games. And unfortunately, these companies, Microsoft included, are paying a lot. They're all lobbying in Washington.
Mm-hmm.
And they're paying these guys to not make laws about this shit. And they're just running roughshod on us. So we will own nothing and be happy. And this, by the way, the Killing Games bill didn't pass in California. I don't really know much about that, but I just read an article that it didn't pass. It didn't get enough votes. And that's it. Like, basically, that movement might be out the window, but people should try to keep that going. Again, this is not, world's first problems is trying to get video games. I understand that, but there are no consumer rights for this thing. And we have agencies in place for consumer rights, and it seems like everyone's on deaf ears because everyone's getting a couple of bucks. So that sucks. But this has now set a precedent. GTA started last week. The GTA guy was like the CEO guy. We'll have physical copies, don't worry. Then they said, no, we're no physical. Then they said, we might do physical in December. And then it turned into this week, Yeah, we're not doing physical at all. So GTA
basically
is
what
out
they
the
said.
window. Oh, here we go. Got it.
Mommy screams!
Hold on.
Mommy screams! Whoa!
Got a Marvin screams. Did you guys hear that?
Yeah.
Well, you got Marvin screams. Richard with a $2 Canadian super chat. He says, "Fuck Sony and fuck Rockstar. They lost me as a customer." Well, don't sell the system yet. Wait till the system goes up to 1,000, then sell it. We got Dizzy Delta in the chat. Thank you again, Richard, for the super chat. Appreciate that.
Thanks, Richard.
Thank you.
I would assume the disk drives are going to be scalped. So if you got a PlayStation disk drive, hang on to it. Might be worth money.
Well,
There's some crazy
Yeah.
guy in the chat room. Noof Nukem. Might have to ban that guy. He's going on a tirade. Do you guys think Capcom will release RE9 on disc? RE9's on disc. What are you talking about?
I think he means Veronica.
Veronica. You know what?
for now.
For all the Code Veronica people out there that made it so that I couldn't get RE5, I hope it's not on a fucking disc.
I mean, it's
Just
coming
saying.
out
No,
first quarter
no.
of next year, so
Nope. I didn't get RE5. You're not going to get it on the disc.
yeah.
Ah!
I mean, get the Switch 2 cartridge.
You know what? I hope that Nintendo announces this tomorrow that they're all pulling out.
Please
probably
don't say
will.
That.
They
Please
probably
don't.
will.
Just
give
so
it-
you don't
give
get
it
Code
time.
Veronica on a cartridge. I hope that
Exactly.
Nintendo says we're putting every game on a cartridge except Code Veronica.
Okay, that's fine. I'm fine with that. But
Anyway, yeah, because I saw a bunch of Resident Evil guys. Anthony posted, "Code Veronica could possibly be the last physical Resident Evil that will ever get." It's like, shut up.
Well, I get it. I mean, it probably will. I mean, for me, it's a big deal because I collect them physically. So if that is the last one, I think it's worth talking about. You know, I have an idea for a video discussing that specifically.
I think you need to buy every single copy of Code Veronica Remake that you can find.
Yeah. I'll just be a hoarder of Veronica.
Yeah, well,
Well,
that's
speaking of, do you guys think that's going to happen now? Like next year, when a lot of these physical copies of games come up, like scalpers will be buying up extra copies now to kind
oh
of.
yeah. They're all. I guarantee you, they're going to start doing that now for a lot of these games.
it's already hard to find certain games.
Whatever
Like,
that
certain games are hard
last
to
game
find.
is, that's going to be physically printed.
That's
Mhm.
gonna be a lot of money.
That's going to be worth a shit ton of money, man. But this now, it's not even about the digital and physical at this point. You know what this means now? Now we are bound as a consumer to the companies for purchasing these games. The companies could be like, oh, you know what? $100 games was a great idea, but let's do $200 games.
Mm.
Yeah, and you can't get them used.
You
and
can't get them used, and they finally
them
killed
in.
that market. Remember those online codes that they used to have to print out? Sony started that. Remember? Sony started a lot of shit, and everyone doesn't realize it, huh?
They started a lot of shit and they're ending a lot of shit all in the same cycle.
So yeah, they will dictate the price of it. Now, say a game does cost $500 million. Now they could say, you know what, we're going to sell that game for $250, digital
There's
only.
nothing you could do about it. Yeah.
There's nothing you could do about it, and then we're fucked because we don't have any laws.
Yeah, we don't have any rights, and that's the thing. Like these specifically, like you said, it's not like we haven't been seeing this stuff happening in the retail spaces, and just kind of in general with how Sony started to slowly but surely try to take away the disc drive for the Pro at full price, and then you have to still buy the disc drive. Like they tried to, kind of like slowly do it, and now they're doing it basically in the middle of this gen. But by the time they do this, they're probably, ramping up the PS6, and that will probably be over $1,000 with no.
You know how
disc
fucking
drive.
listen to me. You know how fucking dumb Sony is. They should have announced this after GTA came out,
Yeah,
because then they would have sold a shit ton of GTAs physically. They would have sold a shit ton of disc drives with the pros. But no, they were like, you know what?
we're done.
We're done.
The fact that they shot first is actually crazy. That really is nuts.
Well,
I
that
didn't think
proves
they
to
would
you
do it.
one thing. You're glad that Xbox didn't roll over and die, because Sony would be pulling this shit every goddamn day. Any day that they
Yeah.
could, they would. So, I don't know. It's absolutely insane. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to let the bull out of the bullpen. I'm going to let the horse out of the barn. He's been seething. He's been waiting all day. Noof Nukem, it's your time to shine.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, first of all, let me just say this. Don't get ready to, don't get the pitchforks out too early for Sony. Because as much as this sucks, and they're the first guys now to sort of come out and publicly announce this, I think the writing's on the wall for everybody else too. The last person that's going to concede to this bullshit is Nintendo. I think we know that. I mean, I'm almost shocked that when the Switch 2 came out that they even gave you some sort of an SD card or anything at all. You know what I mean? Not to go off on a tangent in a different area, like those key cards, they're not perfect. And there's a technical reason kind of why some of the companies went with key cards, but at least you still have some sort of key validation. Again, it's worth something. It does have a trade-in value or resale value, so you're not kind of stuck with it. I mean, that's one part of the whole equation, right? But that's not the most important part. This just came a lot earlier than expected. Like if we think about the Helix coming out, I think that's probably not having a disk drive either. But, as far as saying you're not going to have a disk drive in your console is a little bit different than saying we're just going to stop making discs, period. Nobody's going to put anything on a physical element because, I think we were all kind of thinking, well, if the next generation starts, they take the disk drives out because it'll save them some production costs, and anybody that really wants them, which again, is a small portion of the population, but the people that like to collect or the people that really value back compatibility, and don't want to have 500 systems or consoles hooked up to their damn television sets, this might be an important thing. Yeah, you're not talking a lot of people. The companies are not going to go out and make billions of dollars on, 10% of the population. But you got to remember that's still 10%. That's still millions of dollars. That's still a very loyal fan base. And a lot of people, yes, that I know who are primarily digital, doesn't mean they don't buy any physical. If a deal is there, people buy it. Yep. And again, we talked about this. Me, Perry, you guys, Tim, Dog, Frank, we all kind of talked about this too. We talked about recently about the marketing, right? And how brick and mortar stores still play a big role in how well games succeed. Because for the average Joe who or I should say the average Joe, like for us guys who spend a lot of time doing podcasts and talking about these topics, it's one thing. But the average consumer walks in and there's no tangible products in the store anymore. It sends the wrong signal. And it's hard to buy something if you can't see it. That's part of marketing as well, right? Is having that shit in the store. So can you imagine right now? I mean, part of the reason why PlayStation and Nintendo have largely outsold Xbox at this point is because Xbox was taking games out of stores. Am I right or am I wrong?
No, correct.
Right? Yeah. We talked about how you walk into the Walmart and the PlayStation section is 70% bigger than the Xbox section, and it's by design because obviously retailers stopped stocking games, even though they were on disc, because of Game Pass. So now when Sony, you walk into a store and you're supposed to sell this PlayStation 6, and there is nothing in the cabinet other than a PlayStation 6 and a controller and headsets, what the fuck are people supposed to think? They're going to be like, where's the games? Where do I buy something? Like you can look, Santa Claus is over there rolling in his grave here. Like Santa Claus is, he's going to cancel Christmas because, that was one of the beauties of Christmas, was asking for a game and asking for a new game with a brand new console, putting these under the tree. So eventually, if you get rid of all the discs and you get rid of that side of the coin, who's not to say the consoles eventually go completely kaput? As I said earlier today, I see this as the start, the beginning of the end. This is the first push to eventually going to all cloud-based gaming, where there's no physical media. These guys can save billions of dollars because they don't have to invest in memory, and they don't have to invest in hardware to sell people. They're just going to get you on the server. I guess that's great for subscriptions. That's going to drive subscription numbers through the roof because what else would you do with it, right?
Yeah.
So I think ultimately, like it or not, I mean, and I will admit the cloud has come a long way. Frank, Perry, remember we played Halo Infinite the other week and I couldn't get my game to run?
Yeah.
The game ran absolutely flawless on the cloud. I'm not going to lie. It was pretty cool. But that doesn't mean it's going to be foolproof. And for some people, it's a scary proposition. Like, I'm kind of off on a big tangent because there's so many avenues you can look at this whole conundrum. I'm not a fan of it, I mean, this ultimately, if I was considering a PlayStation 6 at this point, they just put sort of, I guess, I won't say I'm not going to get one, but it definitely, the chances of that happening, depending on the price now, have dropped exponentially. I mean, that's a big reason too that I've also liked PlayStation and why I've gravitated in the last couple of years more to the PS5, because I could still pick up a lot of those games on disc. And unlike Xbox, a lot of the games from PlayStation are actually on the disc. At least a good portion of it is, and that's proof. I can tell you it's proof, because I'll put in a game in my PlayStation. You can literally hear the game spinning and downloading data from the disc. But
Yep.
in Xbox, you put the game in, it goes zit zit zit, and it goes, oh, update. It's like 100 megs, and then all of a sudden you need like a 80 gigabyte download.
Yeah.
That's telling as to what's on the disc. And yes, people will always say, I've been getting this for fucking months and weeks. It's like, oh, well, Xbox is just a digital license. Yes, I kind of get that it is, but it's still not the point. It's still a tangible object. It's still a game. It still markets itself, and you still then basically are paying for that license that to some degree you have it, unless they delist it or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know, like I'm not going to sit here and overact and put on a show to say that I'm completely flabbergasted and PlayStation could go to hell and I'm canceling my subscription, because we kind of seen this coming. I'm just surprised it happened now. And like you said, prior to GTA coming out, this makes absolutely no sense. It's like, why announce this now? It's like Xbox has had rake after rake the last 2 or 3 weeks, and now you guys literally go out and toss the wheelbarrow down and the rake and the whole 9 yards. And it's like, but here's the opportunity. Tim Dog said it. We agree with him. This is Xbox's opportunity, instead of stepping away from something, which you probably were, but now that Sony is kind of coming out and sticking their foot in their mouth, so I'd be taking this as a good sign. This would be like me, like, you know what? We weren't thinking about putting a disk drive out for the Helix, but I guarantee you damn well we're putting one out now, and we're actually going to ramp up production of physical products. That's what I'd be at.
Yeah, I mean, if they end up doing that, that would be the 1-2 punch directly to, I've seen people even write that they're going to Xbox, like, because of this. So I don't know if that's true or not. People will write whatever they write, but I will say this, though. Even if Xbox doesn't have a disk drive, people will always remember that Rockstar and Sony were the ones that took away your disk drive. Just like they'll always remember that Xbox tried to do the DRM. So this is not a good look for Sony. This is always going to be a mark on them going forward. Like, this is the asterisk that they finally deserved.
And just before, I'll just read a couple of my tweets today.
Go ahead.
This sums everything up perfectly, right? I said this. I said, it's not the omission of the disk drives that bother me. It's the fact that these
Marvin screams! Marvin screams!
At evening, every man has just tipped $2 Canadian through Super Chat. If Xbox keeps discs, it will be a reverse of 2013.
I think, is definitely happening. You know what I mean?
Right.
And and like I said, I truly believe gaming is headed toward the cloud in the near future. Physical media is on dead storage. Storage is becoming insufficient. RAM costs are soaring, and the cloud would offer multiple entry points for different people of different financial statuses. Plus, this could fast track the adoption of subscription methods, which have been struggling. So I definitely think there is that, and I think that's a big part of it right there. And like I said, and this is my last quote, and I'll leave it at this. Gamers adopted the digital out of convenience. Now publishers are now dictating our play styles and controlling the content out of greed. Thanks to both sides for fucking the industry, because it takes two to tango. Options are good until you're left with only one option, and then you better hope for the best.
Yeah. No, very true.
Very well said. Yeah. Yeah.
Really quick, before you go in, really quick, Richard with another $2 Canadian super chat. He goes, if Xbox keeps discs, it will be a reverse of 2013. That's right. All right, go ahead, Ant.
Yeah, it's true. Everything you guys have been saying is, pretty spot on. I think, basically now you think, okay, well, digital, you have this, entire, store that you could buy stuff. It's basically an illusion of more choices. You basically don't have any options now. So it's basically boxing you in, this corner of just like like Perry said, no digital rights for these games. You can't trade them. You can't let your friends borrow them. You can't, you know, you basically just are stuck with it on your account, and you have all these things that have changed throughout the years. You just don't have any choices anymore, and you can't get it on sale. I mean, how many times do you see a physical game for 15, $20 and on the digital store it's still full price, or it's still, $50? It's like, I like to have an option if I want to pick up the disc, or if I have, let's say, like, all right, I got gift cards to Target or whatever, and I want to use them and get a physical game. Like, I can do that, I know some of them have digital codes on their sites too, but at the end of the day, like, if I want it physically, I want to at least have the option to. And Sony, obviously, the writing was kind of on the wall when they were like, oh, we're going to, charge you full price for a Pro, not even put a disc drive in. And we even said on the show that that's pretty much telling you the PS6 is going to be digital, but nobody believed us. I mean, we basically look crazy because all the Sony fanboys were like, oh, they would never do that to us. Well, at the end of the day,
we said that. We said that on the show years ago. We said the PS6 was going to be all digital. I told customers that at my job, and they were like, I don't think so. I think that'll be the last one with the disc. And I was like, it's not going to have a disc drive. Well, I think.
Now, if they want to be Mr. Nice Guy, they'll
Sony,
say,
here's the thing, and we've been saying this for 10 years, all right? This is why the whole pony thing perplexed me. We've been saying this. Sony doesn't love you. Microsoft doesn't love you. Nintendo doesn't love you. Nintendo loves your money. Microsoft loves your money, too, if they can try to figure out how to get it. And Sony, not only do they love your money, they are going to get your money. One way or another, they are going to get your money. They're going to figure a way out how to connive and scheme and get the money out of your wallet. And you know what? PlayStation 6, what if they turn around and be like, you know what? It's going to be $1,500 and we're not going to give you the controller. That's an extra $200. That's what I'm saying. This is what happens when the companies can run roughshod on the customer. And we don't have any laws to protect us.
No, taking advantage of the consumer so they can make off with more money, cutting corners so they can make off more money, cutting production costs for printing the stuff, even though, they could afford it really in reality. It's just more money for them. It's corporate greed. And, seeing more and more of the stuff get, not acknowledged or, taken away, and for us to just kind of like act like, again, even if we saw this coming, for us to not act like it's a big deal would just be like a farce. Like it wouldn't even make sense, because it is a big deal, and it is stepping all over of the things that we can't control, which is the digital consumption over here in the States specifically. Obviously it's similar everywhere else too, but it's like, at least like overseas, it seems like for the most part, like it's different. Right. And I think
they actually protect their consumers overseas. Over here, it's all about how much money they can get. Like, here's the thing. This is not a left or a right issue. The problem is they're both in on it. Both sides are in on this shit.
Yeah.
Because you look at everyone what stocks they're investing in on both sides, and it's very clearly that these guys are investing in these companies that we're talking about right now.
And the consumer gets screwed, and we invest in.
We still get fucked. We get fucked on everything, and we're getting fucked on video games. Here's the thing: everything's so shitty right now. We just want to play games and relax and escape. We can't even do that now because all this shit's impacting everything that we're doing.
Yeah, costs are rising for the consoles. The game prices are obviously insane for what they actually deliver you at the release day.
You got the devs fucking flying around with the little fucking Hugh Hefner clothes on, drinking frappuccinos and laying down. And you know what? I watched that lady, the lady that used to work at Xbox, Laura something. Was it Loomer? Fryer? I don't fucking remember what her name was. She was showing a video. Laura Fryer. Oops, I think I said someone else by accident. Laura Fryer. She was showing a clip of Double Fine. And who's that guy? Tim Schafer?
Yeah, that's Tim Schafer.
He was saying, "Oh yeah, we have yoga mats for all the people that work here." It's like, yoga mats for what? You didn't
For what?
work.
Yeah.
The fuck you
here's the
doing?
thing, right? The industry itself has created their own problems, and then sort of like turn it around and blame it on they blame it on
blame it on
the kind
us.
of gamers. It's like the movie industry doing the same thing. These movies flop, and they turn around and blame it on people for not going. Well, if you listen to us to begin with, your movie would have been a success. But what do? You race swap people. You basically change all the scripts. You don't stick true to the formula. You become a bunch of woke ass garbage, and people don't go. And then you wonder why shit doesn't sell. The game industry might not be quite as bad, but the problem is even they're saying now there's rumors that Naughty Dog is could be under the gun here, because if you think about it, they haven't done shit.
They haven't released a fucking game.
Last it was 2. They haven't done shit since the last was 2. Buddy went over and started making a dog shit fucking TV show, because literally it almost is dog shit. The game is way better. And, and you haven't done literally squat. And then you get this intergalactic or interstellar, or whatever the hell they're calling it. And obviously they showed the trailer for that, and that set people ablaze, because that looked like another.
And that might not even be out until the PS6 is out. So that means they skipped the whole fucking gen.
So all these big studios, they're it's like the typical thing. They get a successful couple games and they rest on their laurels, and then it takes all of a sudden, they went from production of 3 and 4 years on games to 7, 8, 9, 10, and then they wonder why the price are skyrocketing. Xbox is cleaning house, but rightfully so. I mean, fuck, maybe if these guys were getting the job done and putting out games, maybe their jobs wouldn't be in jeopardy.
Yes,
but that's where
100%. 100%. I agree with you. And you know what? I hate to say this, but fucking fire them all. Fire them all. Listen to me.
They're getting their paychecks regardless. And what's Microsoft getting a kick in the ass, because by the fucking time they do make a game, the games have fucking dog shit. And there you got these Korean developers putting out 4 or 5 games that are friggin' awesome.
Capcom has.
I don't care if you got to put a sexy girl in it with big tits that helps you sell the fucking game. If that's what it takes, that's what it takes. Take your wins where you get them, but stop effing with stuff. We're asking you a billion times for Conkers. We're asking you a billion times for Banjo-Kazooie. Look how much Spyro got more boners out of people at the showcase than all the other crap you guys were showing.
Did you mention Conker?
Conker would be great.
All right, hang on a second.
Like
we have a comment about Conker.
Conker curses in front of women too much. I can't sell this game. I think I just shit myself. Conker curses in front of women too much. I can't sell this game. I think I just shit myself. Conker curses in front of women too much. I can't sell this game. I think I just shit myself.
Go ahead.
Conker curses in front of women too much. I can't sell this game. I think I just shit myself. Conker curses in front of women too much. I can't sell this game. I think I just shit myself. Conker curses in front of women too much. I can't sell this game. I think I just shit myself.
Well, yeah.
This stuff was nuts.
And by the way, to your point, Noof, Capcom, they're shipping 3 Game of the Year contenders this year. Resident Evil 9 has shipped. Pragmata has shipped. And by the way, Pragmata shipped early. And we got word today that, what's the game, Anthony? Onimusha is shipping 4 weeks early now.
Yeah, they pushed it up.
They pushed it up. And those are 3 Game of the Year fucking contenders in 1 year. And you got these Microsoft devs. Oh, it's taken me 8 years to make Perfect Dark, and it's not on a flash drive yet. We didn't even write it in the text file yet. Ooh, what are you fucking doing? What are you doing? For real, what are you doing? So you know what? I hate to say this. Fire them all. Start over. Do your hard reset. And a lot of people are like, oh, that's not nice. That's incentive. Well, guess what? That's the real world. You don't work, you don't produce, you get fired. Okay?
Exactly.
It is what Noof, if you go to work tomorrow and your boss says, all right, I want you to go do inventory on all these things, and you go, you know what? You fucking do it. I want to go drink coffee and hang out. Your boss is going to be like, you know what? You can go home and drink coffee because you're fired.
My boss asks me to do something and expects results, and the results don't come after exponential amount of time. What do you think is going to happen? You're going to, like I said, You're either, if there's no work to be given, you get laid off. And if there's lots of work to do, but the production isn't there, you get fired. You have to make people money, or you have to be versatile, which means you have to be able to do multiple tasks. You have to be doing something. You have to produce, or you have to be looked at as valuable
Yes.
to your people. And if all you are is a pizza eating, energy drinking, fucking nose ring, tweedledee-dum, then I'm sorry, you find yourself out on your fucking ass.
For real. Yeah, no,
Right.
he's not lying.
No, it's true. And the thing is too, it's like, you know, sometimes I think with these like repetition of like having to hear about these excuses and stuff like that, where it's like, I feel like we're different generations of gaming. It's like, yeah, sure, the technology wasn't as advanced, but it's like they just got the shit done back then. And even if they had to work overtime, they saw their families less, they still got shit done. I mean, all of our parents worked overtime. They didn't. You
They
know what I
still
mean? It's like,
do.
it's like, yeah, it's like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I don't know what's going on with like the mindset
Anthony.
of some people.
Can you please, on Monday, can we play the Sarah McLachlan music? And put everything in slow motion with the devs shaking in their little cages?
They're in cages.
They're getting crunched in their cubicles like it's falling on them. Yeah, it's ridiculous. And obviously, like we said, like all of these like back to back, like just bad headlines and everything. You know, this physical stuff just kind of adds to it. And it's it really just is a bummer. It really does suck that we're in this spot right now. And it just doesn't really make sense as to like how this gen has just been like basically nothing. It really has just been a bunch of, you know, drama and company fallouts and just different, like just really piss poor handling. And then we're obviously getting the brute end of it with the price increases and everything and
Right.
the no disk drive. So I'm just not a fan of just taking away options, and it's definitely like the start of this, just like the next wave of stuff. And like we said, like maybe Nintendo will be the holdout, but even, you know, their fans are kind of pissed at them for what they're doing with the cartridges and stuff like that. And
Well, now
but
those
they're buying
people are
them
coming
anyway.
around, be like, "Ooh, at least we're getting key cards." And it's like,
Yeah.
until next year
Better
when they
than
make a
nothing.
new Switch.
Yeah, like this has just been it's been a clusterfuck. And yeah, I'm definitely not happy about it. I mean, I still get physical stuff. I still obviously have movies and stuff like that. I use my PS5 as a 4K player, my PS5 Pro. And it looks like I'm just hanging on to this thing. Because
Well, you better buy another disk drive just in case.
well, I'll probably either do that or I'll just get a standard like 4K player. So if I eventually have to trade in this Pro to get a PS6 cheaper for whatever the fuck, I have another like dedicated 4K, because Sony still makes 4K players. Sony just put out, it's funny enough, they actually just put out another Blu-ray DVD up converter, not an upscaler, an up converter for
Okay.
like $125 or $150. So it's
Not
just
for
funny that
long.
it's like they're still making these models and stuff, but the movies obviously are still coming out, thankfully.
Yeah.
I know that might be
now.
limited too, but
Great point.
yeah, it sucks that like, yeah, I have to be fearful of the movies just kind of disappearing. As far as getting
Well,
produced.
they are, because you
4K.
got dumb fucks like that John Campier guy who's always fucking shitting on physical. And it's like, dude, like, you're in the movie industry. Like, why are you shitting on physical for?
Speaking of physical too in the movies, just not to go completely off point, but here's another perfect example of something, right? Like DVDs. Can please somebody tell me why they exist other than being the cheapest format? Because people were complaining and stores were complaining, well, our adoption of Blu-ray and 4K Blu-ray is very limited, or it's very low. Yeah, because somewhere on the line, somebody just stopped like then it just kept producing friggin' crap ass DVDs. And like, I understand that DVDs are cheap, but if anybody really enjoys movies, DVDs are awful, like bad audio quality, bad video quality, at least in this day and age. You know, 20 years ago, they wouldn't be so bad. But now, like, I can't stand watching DVDs. I do have a bunch still in my
It looks like
collection.
crayons now.
Oh, fuck, man. If I got a 4K version, I'm watching that all day of the week. You know,
Hell
it's so
yeah.
grainy, it's shitty, these TVs. And it's like they kept an old tech, like, like this conversation we had, like people say, well, digital games, like you guys gotta get with the times because this is not the 70s. There's 8-tracks and there's cassettes and vinyl and CDs, and it's all antiquated technology. Sure it was, but that's why everything led to better gaming didn't get any better by the type of physical release it had.
Yeah.
Like, a digital game offers you no advantage over having the disc-based version, other than the fact maybe it loads faster. But outside of that, there is really no advantage. It's not like, oh, the game runs at 4K 60 because you're downloading it digital. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you know why they're fucking doing this? It just went off of my head. A light bulb just went off of my head. You know why they're doing this shit? What's the most expensive thing in the world right now?
Memory.
Yeah. So listen, you don't have the disc. You got to download that game. What are you going to run out of? Space.
Yeah.
You're going to have to go buy an NVMe for $400.
Oh yeah. They got you by the balls.
They got you by the balls. You see where this leads? It's not even about physical collecting at this point. It's about everything. Like it just trickles down the drain.
Corner. Yeah, it's everything in that corner. It's relative. All those points are relative, and yeah, it's like with movies.
Shout out to Hockey Fan, by the way.
Yeah, shout out to Hockey Fan and everyone else in the chat. Yeah, like you have all these movies that obviously look better on a disc versus streaming. So when that goes away, basically just get all the movies that you want. I mean, I guess at this point, if they press enough movies and they stop making them, hopefully your favorite movies are out there in the wild somewhere on physical, even if they're out of print.
Yeah, we still never got Little Giants on Blu-ray or Powder or any of those movies, but what are you going to do?
Like that way closing. It's one of those things where I recognize that, and I obviously own a fuck ton of movies on every format. And so it's just it sucks. So I know this will trickle down to movies next, and they won't press discs anywhere anymore, besides like record labels and stuff like that for CDs for artists, because you have artists that are selling a fuck ton of CDs. So
right,
it's going to come crashing down because you're losing a huge market with no games being pressed. So are they really going to source discs just for movies? Like, I think it's going to all fall apart.
Yeah, the only thing that will probably stand is the compact disc for artists. Like I said, like Taylor Swift, she'll have her own like pressing plant for CDs. Like she has her she backs up.
Yeah, it'll be like a boutique thing for certain.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it might be that way for boutique labels like Vinegar Syndrome and Arrow Video and these like smaller, like, because Scream Factories, like they're almost on their way out because they just messed up their Day of the Dead 4K really bad. So there's a lot of like bad companies that are just making piss poor decisions in every space, gaming and movies, and it's not considering the consumer. It's not considering our investment. Also, with the PS6, if that comes around and they say, yeah, by the way, there is no way to play your other games, like you can't connect the PS5 disc drive to this. So that means you have to rebuy all your games that you have on disc again digitally. And on top of that, they've already been taken to court and sued or, taken to law over the whole, like, what cut of percentage was actually from their store and what went to the developers and what they took and shit like that. It's like, dude, they're scamming everybody. These motherfuckers.
Well, they're being sued in the UK for that, Sony.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like they've done this shit before with their digital storefronts. What makes you think they're not going to do it again? Or, we might find out about it like 5 years later or some stupid shit. Like, I don't know. It's just like, it's the idea of just screwing over the customer. And the future is definitely uncertain because obviously a disc drive would help you play the PS4 or the PS5 games that you own. But I think they're just going to say, fuck it. There's just no disc drive option. You can't add anything. It's the PS6, bitch, digital. Like, that's it. Which sucks because it's like, again, it's not honoring. That means you have to hold on to your PS5, hold on to your PS4, like just to play your old shit. That's not the point. The point is you should be on current technology and have that option to add a fucking disc drive like you can now. Yeah, I don't want to spend $80, but did I spend $80 after getting a Pro? You bet your fucking ass, because I have a fuck ton of movies and games that I want to play still. So I don't know. It's just like you're spending $900, you're not even getting the disc drive now. And then now it's getting phased out. Like Perry said, they're probably going to get scalped, or maybe it's time to buy a second one just in case. But it just sucks, man. Like Perry said, it's the corporate greed. It's the people that are in on it. Basically, they're in on the joke, and the joke is on us. Basically, so
Yeah.
it sucks because we're the ones that invest in these companies, and you wouldn't have gotten so many physical discs. Maybe if you knew, like, oh, they're going to screw me over and shut me out of even putting this disc in anything in X amount of years. But then you're caught because then you're like, well, I got to play this now. It's just there's no future proof in them anymore. They basically just took that right out. And with Xbox going to disc to digital,
If that's even true.
if that's true,
We've been hearing that for 10 fucking years. I mean, they're going to do a disc to digital program, and they never fucking did it. Now all of a sudden that's popping up today. Like, where'd that come from?
Why would they waste money on that at this point?
They posted that like 6 hours after Sony's thing.
Yeah, and we've been hearing that for 16 years. I mean, it's not every fucking day I've been hearing about that shit. They even said when they had the Microsoft stores back during Xbox One, oh yeah, you could just take your games to the Microsoft store and they'll convert it for you into a code. And they never did it. They shut down all the Microsoft stores that same week. So what the hell were they talking about?
Now, the thing is like, this goes back to what they were trying to do in 2013. This was their idea, was that, putting it in the console, it installs, you put it back on the shelf. That's it. It's almost like it's going back to that mindset of like,
only you're not getting the disc.
Yeah, I mean, they're not really printing it. They're pretty much saying for the existing discs, you can do it. Like stuff like Gears E-Day, you would be able to do it. Like that'd be a cool thing just to be able to do. If you could just put it in your console and then just put it back on the shelf, whatever.
Right.
At least it would give you that option. Like that's better than just like you don't have any fucking option, get lost. At least I can take that, put it off. If Gears E-Day is the worst fucking game ever, which it won't be, I doubt it. But if it is, if I want to trade it in, I can take the disc out and just fucking trade it in. I can let go of it. And that's just lost. It's sad. It's really fucking sad, to be honest with you.
We have a comment from Phil Spencer. I'm going to play the video. So if you got to watch the video, cue up the show. Let me know when you're ready, and I'll play the video.
I'm set.
We got a comment. He was with Shithead Yoshida, or Shithead Yoshida. What's that guy's name? All right. I'm going to play the video right now.
It's not about physical discs anymore. It's about physical dicks now. It's not about physical discs anymore. It's about physical dicks now.
That's right.
It's not about physical discs anymore. It's about physical dicks now. It's not about physical discs anymore. It's about physical dicks now.
They're laughing because the joke's on us. Nick Noguera, what's going on, brother? They want to see the digital download primarily being the only option for a few years. They will not be going back. I don't think that. Here's the problem with the internet. You guys don't understand something. They won't magically go back to physical for a reason. The minute they all leave physical, the plants shut down. Then they bulldoze the plants or they sell the buildings.
They'll put AI centers in place.
Data center. Those manufacturing buildings will become data centers. So I don't think you understand. It's not like Sony has a little room where they print discs. They contract out these manufacturing plants and they manufacture the discs. If you watch that documentary, How We Got Free Music, they show you how the music was in those plants and people would steal the discs, or they would make copies while they were at work in the plants and then bring them out and rip them and sell them and all that shit. That's all going to go away. And they show the building, by the way, with all the stuff in there that presses the discs. So that type of building, that will be going away because there won't be any orders to fulfill from no customers. And you can't just be... Microsoft is the only ones that's going to have orders here. They take orders from Sony, Xbox, Nintendo, all these music companies, all these other companies, all these other TV companies. Same thing with like Sony and Warner Brothers and all them. They don't have a little room or a corner in their offices. They contract all that stuff out. That's why a lot of the Warner Brothers discs have been, the last couple of years, have been recalled because the manufacturing plant Even though Warner Brothers paid extra money for the good dies to put in the discs, the companies took the money and cheapened out, and all the discs got disc rot. And a lot of people are doing the recall thing and all that. But yes, it's not that simple. You can't just cut it all off and then turn it back on. Like, this is it. Like, this is a forever thing. That's why you have boutique labels, like Anthony's saying. They're placing their orders in these manufacturing plants. But once the big guys pull out, how long will the boutique labels last? Because they won't be able to fund those manufacturing places. So that's what I'm saying. Like, this is a huge domino effect of everything.
Yeah, it's a huge deal. That's why this is such a
It's not just,
topic.
I don't have a disc anymore. This is beyond that. This goes into several different avenues here.
Also, what's up, Nick? I haven't seen Nick Noguera in my chat in like 6 months.
No, I hope he's doing all right.
Yeah, hope you're doing well, man.
Seamus, what's going on? Shamo. Or J Schmo, right? Because he wants to be with J-Lo.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Ishma.
Can we play that Phil Spencer clip one more time for Shamo?
It's not about physical discs anymore. It's about physical dicks now.
Look, man, like I said, I get it how to a lot of people this doesn't matter anymore, but it's like it should matter. Like, this is the thing. It's like these are the dangerous attitudes as consumers we get into.
Yeah.
Where you can't see beyond your own selfishness, right?
Yeah.
I mean, why did people go digital in the first place? The first, before digital even existed or it was just starting to come out, people were like, well, we'll go digital because one, the game should be cheaper. We'll get a better deal. Did we? No, we really pretty much didn't, because most of the time, a lot of you walk into the store and the physical copies were there. They were cheaper than getting them digital. Not to mention, none of the companies decided to take any loss on their end. They put them on the storefronts and charged you the exact same price on the storefront as it was in the physical storefront. So obviously, not cutting the price, not giving you a $5 discount, nothing. So they gouge you right from the beginning.
Yeah.
And again, I get the convenience. I get for a lot of people say, well, why did you go digital? Oh, because I don't have to get up and put a game in my console. 2, it's physical space. I don't have to worry about storing shit or discs getting scratched. Check 2. Third, I got digital because, a lot of it started to pick up a lot more, when the pre-sales were coming out and guys could just get the game and already have it reinstalled and ready to go by the time it launched. That was check mark number 3. Okay, they're great points. I totally can understand why some people kind of switch, and that's cool. That's good for you. But just because it's good for you doesn't make it good for everybody, and it doesn't necessarily mean it's good for the industry. Again, when you decided to do that, you took the power out of the players' hands and you put it all into the power of the publishers and these people that put this stuff out. And what did we see? Brick and mortar stores, one after one, reduced till they closed. People lost jobs.
Marvin Streams! Marvin Streams!
At evening, every man has just tipped $2 Canadian through Super Chat. Compare reprices on Steam right now to PS Store.
It didn't mean like you couldn't go into the store and buy the occasional disc-based game. Like right now, I'm seeing a lot of people buying Gears of War Emergence Day. Why? Because they're trying to show Xbox and Microsoft that we still have faith in you, and we're going to go out and get this game day one, even though you said it's going to be in Game Pass. But we're going to get it day one because we want to show you that we can still support games in a traditional fashion, and that we want you to put your money where your mouth is and keep supporting exclusivity, to keep supporting the brand, right? It's not that hard. That said, if you're not really saving anything money-wise, you're literally ditching one option strictly on convenience alone. I really don't look. I from the time I was old enough to play video games till now, I still can get up off the couch and put a game in the fucking console. It's really not that freaking hard. If I'm that, honestly, and I don't care if I offend on this, but if you're that fucking lazy, okay? If you're that fucking lazy, then maybe you need to go to the gym or fucking eat better food or something. I don't know, because that's ridiculous. That's fucking retarded. You've been changing Nintendo cartridges and fucking Sega Genesis cartridges and discs to the 360 and the PS3 era like no tomorrow, and all of a sudden now it's this big fucking thing. It's like, no, it's not. It's not that difficult. I get it. You don't have to do it with every game, but stop fucking being selfish pricks, okay? There are some of us who like to collect. There are some of us who will get up and change the fucking game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or
how
about this? How about the companies make a 6-disc changer for the goddamn consoles like they did with those stereos?
I have
I can leave everything in
6-disc
there.
CD changer connected to my receiver right now, connected to my record player. So I actually like loading in CDs and just like letting it play. Like it's, it's cool. Like I like the process of actually getting up and putting the disc in. I never found that annoying. I mean, even like watching a show right now, like like we're watching Buffy, and there's only like 4 episodes on a DVD, so you got to switch it every like 4 episodes. But like I don't mind it. Like obviously, yeah, it'd be cool if it just goes like right to the next one. But I'm like, well, this version on DVD is not stretched to widescreen. It doesn't have a weird filter on it like it does on streaming. Like it's all messed up on streaming. So it's like I'd rather watch the authentic like way the show was presented and putting in each disc. It's like worth it. You know what I mean? And I don't mind it. And it's cool because I got like it comes with stuff where it tells you when the episode's aired and stuff. It has like this big ass booklet. Like it's part of that process of getting up, putting a disc in, whether it's a game or a movie. That was cool. Like I never thought it. I don't know. I never looked at that as an obstacle. But then like like Nufa say, like I see it from both sides as well. Or like I understand, like like I understand having, like as many consoles as Perry has. He can't, just having like game sharing and like that with between like 10 Xboxes. Yeah, it makes sense to just have the digital of that game. But again, it's the choice. Like
Yeah,
you
I'm
said,
getting old, man. In my fucking house, I don't have room. Dude, I got rid of a lot of physical games. You go in that back room, there's still a ton of shit in there. I can't even walk back there. It's not even just games, it's consoles, it's everything. I mean, controllers.
And there are guys like you, Perry, that have like my collection is just modest. You have a massive collection. And like I totally get it too. I get it from like Anthony said, there are 2 sides, and I totally get it. I just think to be like the people that are just like, well, who gives a fuck? Like, get with the times. It's that attitude that drives me nuts. It's not the person that says, well, I'm all digital and I have.
Yeah, but you see, that's the difference too.
Cool.
People are allowed to have options no matter what. You know what I mean? Like you should have your option to buy a physical game. It's like when you go to the car dealership. Like,
I buy more digital than I do physical.
You want manual or automatic? Imagine you went to the car dealership. It was all manual. Everyone would walk out of the fucking place.
Yeah, exactly.
No one could drive a fucking manual.
I'm a lazy prick too. I only put my pants on the fucking morning, but I don't get my wife to come over and fucking put them on for me. You know?
Are you sure you don't? Because I swear a lot of these guys on Twitter do.
Well, their parents dress them.
So. Yeah, I don't know how a lot of these guys get up and wear clothes every day. I swear to God, with the shit they tweet. By the way, when Noof was talking, Richard with another $2 Canadian super chat. He says, compare Resident Evil prices on Resident Evil prices. I guess so.
Resident Evil prices on Steam versus the PlayStation Store.
I guess Resident Evil's on sale on Steam this week because it's the Steam summer sale. Yes.
Oh, right.
Very true. Let me see here. What we got here? Seamus has the biggest library in the world. Okay, go ahead.
I mean, honestly, there are dilemmas too. Like the bigger your collection, the further we go, the more shelves you need, the more storage you need. That's what I was doing before I actually came upstairs. I was rehooking up some of my old consoles, and then you kind of go, holy shit, like all these cords, and then I got to have places for my collectibles, and I got to have, you know what I mean? At some point in time, it goes from looking like a great collection to, holy shit, this guy hoards. You know, and shit's everywhere, and stuff's getting broken, and shit's getting lost, and it starts to look more of a clutter than a collection. So there are lots of valid aspects of this. Like Shamo is in the chat there. Like I said, I know Shamo. He lives in a small, like condo style unit. Like he's only got.
He lives in a condom.
He doesn't have a lot of what?
You just said he lives in a condom.
He lives in a small condom. That guy.
But, how does he breathe?
Like if you're in a condo, you're in those places. Anybody's ever lived in one generally know like they're not that big. You don't have a lot of extra space unless you're able to afford to live by yourself and kind of use a room as an entertainment facility. So there's a lot of that stuff going too that I completely understand. And I'm pretty sure if I ever one of these days I go to move from this house and then I go to move somewhere else, I'm gonna be, damn, I wish I was a little more digital because packing up boxes of hundreds of games is not going to be fun, right? So
No.
I totally see the sides of every story. It's just like people have gotten just one-sided, and they act like I'm the problem because I choose to still buy a game on a disc. And it's like, who gives a shit if I want to buy it? But somebody who should give a shit is the people that I want to give my money to.
Right.
Like I'm handing it over to you on a platter. It's just all you got to do is take what, $2 that it takes to print a fucking disc and put it in a case.
1 penny.
And again, it's marketing 101. If you put it in a store to buy, people see it, and you sell more copies. Is that not a good thing for the entire industry?
No.
According
to them, not.
Yeah, I just think that, like, having those different pieces in time when they started to kind of slowly, because like they'll play like, oh well, we looked at the the who's purchasing what, and it's like, okay, I understand that they
okay,
Sony might
but you
look
know
at
what,
digital
Anthony,
sales. It's
they could say all they want, but we fucking know. Frank and I were just at Best Buy. They got a shit ton of PlayStation stuff there. I was just at Target. They got more PlayStation stuff there that people are buying. So where the fuck is this data that's saying,
Yeah.
90% of the people? I guarantee you they're just putting that shit on the internet to get people to say, oh, well, 90%, then I'll jump in.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is.
Because you
They'll
go to
say whatever the
every
hell they
fucking time a PlayStation game comes out over here at Target, it's sold out. Because I can't get it the day of release.
So people are buying it. Someone's buying it.
People are fucking buying it. Because when I go to Target, they'll have 8 copies of like Sorrows. And then by the time it's fucking 9 o'clock in the morning, I can't order it because they're sold out. And the fucking Target opens at 7. That means people ordered it at like 5 in the morning before they open at 7. And then at 7 o'clock, they pick them off the shelf. And then by 9 o'clock, there's none left. So it
happens all the time here.
It happens all the time. So people are buying shit. So I don't know what the fuck is going on here.
Look at the Switch games. You can't get most of those games physical for like a week or two. They're always sold out.
Yeah, they're always sold out.
No one
Switch.
can find it. Yeah, it's like the physical.
They just reported that Star Fox was sold out everywhere
a
couple days ago.
I haven't seen it in a store, and I've been to a bunch of stores since it came out. I haven't seen it once.
I haven't seen it either.
So that's why I don't understand. But
and it was $10 more in the stores than it was at launch.
Yeah,
well, that's the thing too. I just think that, like, if you're paying a premium price, especially now with the Series X, but I know we'll talk about that because that happened, of course, the day after we stopped recording the last show. If you're paying a premium price, you should have both options. Just plain and simple. Like,
well,
the Series
this guy
X
in the
fucking
chat,
sucked. We know
the
that.
chat just fucking crashed too. This guy in the chat says stores are ordering more copies. That's not true. That is not true at all. They're still ordering a shit ton of copies. Go to any Target or Walmart. Maybe not Walmart, but Target and Best Buy. They order like at least 10 or 12 copies. That doesn't sound like a lot, but it's better than what Xbox was ordering, fucking 2 copies per store.
Still seems that way with Xbox. I mean, man, I was
And
just in
Nintendo
Target
still ships a
the
shit
other
ton of
day.
copies out too. I mean, go to Target. They have a ton of Nintendo games. But whenever a brand new Nintendo game comes out, it's usually gone. That whole weekend, you can't get a hold of it.
Yeah,
Because everyone
even,
wants to buy and play.
Yeah, even the Nintendo stuff, like RE9 on Switch was sold out for weeks. Like,
It
just
was.
a standard copy.
It was sold out
Just
on
the
everything.
standard. Yeah, it was literally.
Bro, there
like,
was a fucking line at GameStop when Frank was there. Just for the Switch version, and it was sold out.
The line
Yeah.
was the whole. It's not a huge store, but it was from the counter to the door. I mean,
Yeah,
there's
our
people waiting
GameStop.
outside.
Yep, our
Yep.
GameStop literally had a line, and the guy that we knew there, he was just like, literally all of them were for the Switch 2. Like, literally, like,
Yep.
everyone that just left, like, they all bought on Switch 2. We were like, holy shit. Like, we're picking up our pre-order tote bag, that they gave you or whatever, the dinky little bag. And we're like, holy crap. And then I had to wait to get my standalone RE9 because, it just didn't come back in stock. And I don't think I pre-ordered the Switch 2 version from the start of the pre-order. So I eventually got it. But again,
Richard
they
even
sell
says
through it.
you couldn't order it physically for 2 months because it kept selling out. It's true.
Yeah, it's like
Copia was
people
sold
are
out for like a month too.
Yeah, well, especially, and I think that's the thing. Like, that's why I know Nintendo. They're trying to play, friendly. They said, "Oh, well, you can borrow the virtual card, and you could." They're starting to like dabble into it, but they're not ripping the Band-Aid off right now. But it's like they're really going to be, like, that's going to be devastating to a lot of the fans when that actually eventually happens. But yeah, the fact that Sony shot first here is again, it's not like
They did
we
shoot
didn't see
first.
certain things coming. Yeah. It's not like we didn't see this
George Lucas
coming.
can try to edit it out, but he's not going to get
Dude,
it.
can you imagine?
exactly.
Can you imagine if Xbox did roll over and die, and then Sony pulled this shit? Forget about it.
I mean, they're already acting like Xbox is dead, and they're just doing whatever they want.
Yeah,
They're literally just
they
doing
can
it in
act like
front
that
of
all
us.
they want, but once
they're
this reset
very-
happens with Xbox, they better pray to God that they know what's going to happen, because I think Asha Sharma's coming for Sony.
I hope so, because we need it desperately.
From what we're
We need
hearing,
an
I think
alternative.
this is going to be.
Yeah.
You
And I know
think
that,
Monday's
like-
going to be a bloodbath? I think going forward after this, I think there's going to be a lot of competition here.
I know it's not her fault. I know specifically for the price hike that happened after last week's show, because of course we get off the air next morning,
Yeah,
the
we didn't even
price
talk
increase
about that.
happened.
I got
yeah,
3
so-
more Xboxes because of that price increase.
Yeah.
Even I
We don't
bought
have- if you
another
want to
Xbox.
wait to talk about that, we can. I didn't want to
I
bring.
got
it up too
4
early.
Xboxes actually. Jesus.
But yeah, that happened after
Like-
last week's episode. So
Perry, it's too bad. It's too bad that some of this info didn't come out like yesterday. Because remember, we watched Victor Lucas was on Cole Eastwood's show,
Yep.
and boy, Vic, I can tell you, look, Vic is a great Canadian icon. He's ran a successful TV show up here in Canada. He's been at this for well over
Listen to
30
me.
years.
I'm going to tell
He's
you one
awesome.
thing. He's not as great as Bret the Hitman Hart. But there you go.
Right? He's an icon up here, and he's certainly a pioneer, and he loves his physical too. Like if you look at his videos, he's got a ton of collectibles and stuff like that. But he made a lot of valid points too. He made points, referring to retail, and he made points about the midnight launches, and he made us like it's more than just physical. It's about like that experience that comes with getting it. Like I mentioned earlier, like the Christmas. Can you imagine a Christmas now at some point where there is no console to ask for? There are no games to open in the morning. It's all just like
I'll
there's
tell you one
nothing there.
thing.
There's going to be
If
like
I have a
action
kid one day,
figures.
he's not going to have unless he's opening retro stuff. He's not going to have physical games because there just won't be a way to get them, and that's sad, really.
Well, look at the toys.
sad.
We used to get toys for Christmas. Now kids are getting fucking iPads, iPhones.
That's what Toy Story 5's about, and I actually really like Toy Story 5 because that's
You know what,
pretty-
Toy Story 5? Fuck Toy Story 5. And fuck
But it brings
anybody
up
that
a
likes
good point.
4. And
Yeah.
fuck Lotso from 3. I've had enough of that
But
fucking
that's-
bear. I'm going to kick him in the fucking nuts.
We were
Yeah,
just
exactly.
watching 3 again. The kids are watching through them, and I was like dying.
How many
honestly-
fucking times does that dickhead scream, Sheriff? It's like, shut up. Shut the fuck up. I literally want to jump on the screen and grab that fucking bear and throw him in a fucking fire. I swear to God. He doesn't shut the fuck up. He's the worst fucking character ever made. Fuck him. I don't know why the toys just didn't like get together and beat the shit out of him and rip his fucking head off. Buzz Lightyear could have totally fucking taken that guy. Just saying.
That's what I was thinking when I'm watching it.
Woody
He's
could have pulled a
commanding these
fucking gun out and
people.
shot and killed him.
I- you're not gonna beat the first 3, but I like the message in 5. I like how it talks about how toys are kind of getting discarded.
Well, maybe
and
Toy
in a
Story
way,
6 will be about the disk drive, Anthony.
It will be. It's possible. But I see what Noof was saying about like what Victor Lucas was mentioning about the experience, and it's kind of part of that. Like when you think of, the midnight launches or even going to the video store to rent these games back in the day, it was about like going there and like, oh, I rented, a few movies on VHS, and then I also went over to the PlayStation aisle and I rented, it's like what you did for the weekend, and obviously we saw video stores go away, and then to the point where it was just Blockbuster, and then they went away. And then we had Movie Stop over here for a little bit, and then they went away. which that was actually, I think they were from Canada.
Which
like
is
that whole
funny because
branch.
I just saw a video, one of the local news stations did a video. This like mom and pop like VHS store is like up and running, and people are like buying movies and renting movies from this place like right now, like currently. They're renting VHS tapes again. They're renting DVDs. They're buying this stuff.
There's a new rental store opening up in Philly, actually.
Yeah, and a lot of people are doing it. And you know what? Unfortunately, with the way things are going with subscription services, people are going to fucking go back to that. They're going to go back. And I don't mean unfortunately that they have to go out and have a good time and rent movies. I'm just saying like that's how much fucking money that they're draining out of people to the point where they can't even enjoy things. They have to fucking get back in their car and go to the store and do this shit just to save a few bucks.
And, you know, maybe they'll, the experience is kind of added to that. You know, it's like, that's the one thing I like about like even, you know, record stores, same thing. Like, you know, I thankfully have a really good one over here, and it's cool to see other people in there, seeing what they're picking out. They start talking to you about music. Stuff like that is cool. It's that tangible experience. And same thing with the video store back in the day, or if you're asking about recommendations and stuff like that. You know, and that just, yeah, the midnight launches as well. I mean, I went to so many great ones, and that was because you didn't have a choice, right? You just had basically to pick up the disc and then, or pick up your collector's edition, whatever it was. I don't know. I just think that we still have it right now for the most part, but it's dwindling, and it's a shame, man. It really is.
Well, like Vic had, like he was talking about Grand Theft Auto, right, and how it doesn't come with a physical disc. Now, of course, there's a lot of reasons perhaps for that. Obviously, they're worried about scalpers. They're worried about this, and I kind of get that part of it. But regardless, yeah, I understand Blu-rays have limitations too. You can only get so much information on a Blu-ray. But look, back in the day, remember the big games that came out on a 360 or even a Xbox One? They came on multiple discs.
Yeah.
And once you install them to the hard drive, that was it. You didn't need all the discs anymore. You just needed the main, like, you know, main disc to go in. Mass Effect was like that. You always had to have the first disc in, but you just install it straight to the hard drive, which obviously sped things up for installs. Not a big deal. I don't think anybody really cares if it comes on 3 or 4 Blu-ray discs. And like I said in the chats, I don't care if the companies want to charge me $5 extra or $10 extra per game to have the option of the physical option. I will take that each and every day of the week. It's not a big deal to me for $10.
Right.
Maybe for some people, but that's the whole point. The digital should have been cheaper anyway, right? The digital should have been $5 or $10 cheaper if you're getting it online than a physical copy. So, but like Vic was saying, he's like GTA 6 is legitimately probably going to be the biggest entertainment launch in history.
Yep.
Not
100%.
just in gaming, but all over entertainment. There will be nothing bigger than this game. I think we already know.
They're projected like 8 billion, I think. That's what they're projecting for the end of the year.
So why doesn't it feel like that? Why doesn't it feel like the release of this game is going to be big? Why? Because no stores are really going to be carrying it. Most people are already realizing that once it comes with the stupid key code, that makes the physical version right there for them redundant. So who's going to be beating down the doors of the fucking stores? Right? Like, seriously.
We were at GameStop the other day, me and Frank, and one guy came in. This is a really funny story. The guy, we think he was a secret shopper, but the guy came in with 2 copies of Assassin's Creed Black Flag resynced on PS5.
What?
It's not even out yet. And the guy walked in GameStop with 2 copies that were open. And he goes, yeah, streamer gave me these. I want to get GTA. And the guy at GameStop that we know was like, yeah, I can't take those because it's not even out yet. And he goes, oh, okay, that's all right. Right. And then he's like, I want to pre-order GTA 6. And the GameStop dude was like, you know, that's just the key code, right? Like, you'll get a case, but there'll be a code in there. And the guy was like, oh, okay, no problem. I'll still do it. But how many people does GameStop now have to tell, hey, you know, there's no disc in there, right? There's a code. How many people are going to say yes, and how many people are going to say no and walk out?
Yeah, they can't.
Those are sales that you just lost, Rockstar.
Yeah, they can't trade it in. They can't get rid of it. It's bound to their fucking account forever.
And a lot of people don't want a code, so they're not even going to trade their games in the GameStop, which fucks up GameStop.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like
And then
this is
the
this is
Sony
a
stuff
domino
makes it
effect
worse.
for everything. This is
Yeah.
affecting several different fucking markets. This isn't just a disc in your hand. And I think
No.
people need to realize that.
That's what I was
Yeah.
thinking today. It just has a humongous effect on everything. It's huge.
And if
really
GameStop
is.
goes away, then the prices go to the Wild West. And then you're really fucked. Who's to say what game is out? Dogman, right? For the Switch. Say GameStop goes out of business completely, okay? Who's to say some fucking crazy guy doesn't buy up all the copies of Dogman on the Switch and it goes from a $10 game to an $800 game?
Yeah, that's gonna happen.
You know what I mean? Like that shit's gonna happen on certain games. Like we've already seen that in the retro community. Look at Snatcher. The game's all right. Not that great. But it's $5,000 now. Who the fuck's got that? Ridiculous.
Yeah, but I mean, there's ways to control that too, right? I mean, it's like the old days. Remember the old pre-orders, like you'd pre-order a game and actually they'd hold a copy for you behind the till,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And literally having to walk into a physical retailer to order the pre-order, not just all online shit, right? Have to go in physically to the counter, give the person your $5 or $10 to hold the fucking game for
What's
you.
up, Beck?
And then there's no way that the scalper beats you to it, right? It's one or two copies per person, and that's it. And there's ways of linking accounts. There's ways around this that companies just don't want to take the time to invest in. But like I said, at the end of the day, GTA 6 should be an event. It should be treated as such. And then
5
they
was.
haven't even announced like a collector's edition or nothing on this game.
No,
And then
that's why
people,
I
of
was
course,
pissed.
I was at fucking Walmart at midnight for GTA 5. The Walmart down here. And I was new up here.
Yeah.
I just moved up here like a year or two before.
Mhm.
And dude, there were people fucking lined up for that fucking game. There were people lined up for fucking, when me and Frank went to Walmart, what game did we go for? Maybe it was GTA. We went to Walmart for a game. There were girls lined up for Twilight releasing on fucking DVD.
It was Destiny, and there was a bunch of fat girls having a tea party.
They were having a tea party with cake lined up to Team Edward, Team Jacob, whatever the fuck their names are.
Edward's blood. Yeah, that's what it was, man. It's funny because
His blood tastes like Kool-Aid.
yeah.
Tastes like diabetes.
Yeah. Yeah, it was an event. Like I don't think I went out and because I was a good old pirate basically, and I think me and Perry were playing GTA 5 like a week early. So we actually had that. That's what I played on because there was an install disc.
Noof doesn't
there's
even
a play
understand.
disc.
We played Gears of War 2 like 2 months early. Like we played Call of Duty Black Ops a month early. We played Halo 2 3 months before it came out. You should have been here.
Yeah, at least back then you had like even with stuff like that, and you got it things early. You still went and picked up a copy. I mean, you had to have your own copy.
But
even
here's
if you
the
had a
thing: I've been
backup.
buying my games, for the last like 10 years. I've been buying them legit. But now it seems like we have to go back to pirating these fucking games again.
The funny thing is, too, a lot of people that I know that do digital, they often pick up a physical too, so they double dip, so it makes people more money.
That's us
Because I know a
too.
lot of times people will get the digital copy, right? Because they'll get that, they'll get it, they'll get a day and date, and they can have it installed and pre-ready to go. And then when the game like sort of hits the bargain bin or whatever, they go out and they get another.
Well, I was a dumb fuck because I was pirating a bunch of games like 10 years ago, and I was buying them, and I wasn't even opening them. Because I was playing them on fucking Jailbroken. And then there was time I had to get rid of the games. I got rid of the games. But it was a waste of money because I sold the games for pennies on the dollar when I paid full price. I should have just fucking stayed pirating them and not bought them. But
there's a nice stack of 360 games that I have burned that I don't think I ever bought like copies of those games. Because I was just like, all right, well, if it sucks, at least I tried it.
When Best Buy was going out of business, they had GTA 5 sealed for 360. I fucking bought it. I have it downstairs.
When Best Buy was going
When Best Buy was going out of business, like 2 or 3 years ago over here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right.
The Monroe one. When they were going out, they had it on the shelf. It was $10. I was like, okay, I pirated this game on the 360. I'll just buy the legit copy.
Yeah. I think I only had a pirated copy of GTA until like a few years ago when they put out the 60 frames one. Like that was the only, like I never finished that campaign on anything other than a 360. back in the day.
Back
Still
is
to this
taking
day.
shots at Noof. Oh man. Noof. You're gonna go after this
Damn.
guy or what?
He
Taylor,
just
what's
jumps
up?
through the screen. So
Nah, man, it's all good, man. Like, I'm gonna take lots of shots. I'll take shots till the end of fucking time on my stance. I get it. It's all fun and games.
Yeah,
Well-
I mean, like I said, you're not alone. I think, like what you're saying,
Well,
like even
according to Twitter today, I'm definitely not alone because the amount of fucking I even PlayStation fans, like I never seen them get worked up over something like this in a long time.
yeah, I mean, it's like even like you were saying, like with double dipping, like even like Gears E-Day, like I'm 100% buying the disc day one and digital. Like
I don't
they're
even
literally
like
just
buying
getting,
discs, and I have it pre-ordered physically.
yeah, like they already they're getting my money 2 times over because it's been this long, and at least with fucking E-Day, if I want a statue, I have an option. It's not like at the with GTA, it's the biggest fucking launch in gaming history, and you don't have a collector's edition, and you drop the ball, and you piss people off with the disc, and then this happens. Fuck you, because that's a piece of shit move right there. This should be the best pre-order rollout ever. This should be organized. Instead, we got the middle finger last week. We talked about it last week on the show, so I don't want to beat a dead horse, but this lined up with this news today, a week apart, is a bunch of bullshit. Basically, it fucking sucks. So,
Well, what if Sony told GTA, like they told Rockstar, hey, you put it out
don't
there.
worry about it. Right.
You put it out there a week before we do. This so we can feel it out. Because your
I haven't thought
GTA,
about that.
they probably said your GTA, you're everyone's darling. They're gonna be okay with it, right? And then when they saw the reaction, Sony was like, fuck these people, and just put it out a week later. Like,
yeah,
these companies know what to do. This wasn't like they decided to put this out today. Like they knew ahead of time that they were putting this out.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
I think
wonder,
GameStop already knew too.
Really?
That's why but we were talking about that before about how
GameStop knows everything because they tell all these guys ahead of time. They don't want to lose their partners. GameStop knew about the DRM for the Xbox because, and it was also, who was it? Was it EA? It was EA that knew. And EA was pissed at Sony because Sony was going to have DRM as well. They were going to have the camera and shit. When Sony pulled out at the last second, EA got pissed off at Sony because they're like, bro, we had fucking plans for this shit. So that's why EA Access wasn't even on PlayStation for quite a while. It was a few years, right?
They like turned on them.
They changed the deal on EA, and EA got fucking pissed at them. And the EA flaunted that they were with Microsoft because Microsoft stuck to their guns with the DRM.
Yeah.
Well, and we saw the writing on the wall because they were giving a crap ton of money for retro stuff, even broken. And that's when Perry even said to me, he's like, I bet you they're going full bore into this retro thing. And it makes sense that they probably saw the writing on the wall.
I think they're going into GameStop is going into retro because of this and also for DK oldies. They're going after DK oldies. But GameStop is more into the Pokemon card thing too.
Yeah,
So,
that's a big thing for them.
GameStop, I think, eventually will transform into the Pokemon store or whatever the fuck they call it. But it'll be called GameStop because you're buying Pokemon card games.
Yeah.
But they know what they're doing. By the way, they have roaches too in GameStop, so watch out when you go there.
The tweet, or did you see the response from 711 in the chat? He said he saw a tweet that said at least Nintendo still has physical games you can taste and swallow.
Well, there you go.
For now.
Oh.
I don't know. It's
Roach
such a
stop.
weird thing. Like I feel like they definitely could have just been like, yo, like Rockstar, we're not gonna do these fucking discs. So just like don't even put them in. Like don't even do it. Just do nothing. But you'll go first because your pre-orders are up first. So you tag you're it, and then we'll jump in next week at the beginning of July and let people know.
Well, honestly,
yeah,
Rockstar could have easily just did a digital copy. Still did a midnight release for collector's editions only. Collector's edition.
That's what I'm saying. Where's the statue? Where's the fucking like
statue and something cool to at least bring people into stores? That sort of thing.
That's how fucking greedy they are, though. They want $100 from you, and they don't want to give you shit.
You know.
Now you guys are sick. You just want a statue of that lady.
What lady?
Yes.
I don't care. Bring it on.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, whatever. but the thing is like Gears has a statue, which has actually surprised me because I was like, oh, there's no way. Like,
Yeah, but it's
Gears has been going
$300
for a while. It's expensive, but
Yeah.
And it doesn't have tomatoes.
Tomb
in it,
Raider's
so
got
I'm
the
not buying it.
game.
yeah, exactly. I was gonna say the game comes with Tomb Raider, with that collector's
Wait a
edition.
minute.
So
Gears
at
of
least-
War comes with Tomb Raider? Holy shit.
It's a steal, man.
Does the Gear statue come with a physical or no?
No.
It doesn't?
No.
For $300? Holy fuck. That's
After
like
300
Ubisoft.
bucks, it's not even the code. It's just the fucking statue.
Yeah, that's
You
insane.
don't get the game.
That is insane.
What's up,
How is that
Talos?
possible?
Because there was people shitting on the collector's edition of Gears over that already. So that's quite fucking expensive for not coming with the game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ubisoft did that with
getting
Assassin's
I'm not
Creed.
even getting it. I'm getting the Tomb Raider one because at least comes with the fucking game, and I get the
Yeah.
statue.
That is a bummer because like my Gears 3 back in the day, I mean, again, it was before this time period, but that came with everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just that's a bummer. But Xbox, obviously, not saying it makes it right, but they give you a fucking empty steelbook. What fucking dickheads, bro? Empty steelbook with the fucking statue.
Yeah, that's not a good look, man. They should have
It's
at least put a fucking code in there.
yeah. I mean, it's the first Gears in such a long time. Like you should have a.
But it's
flawless kind of, like-
$300. It's not like it's $60.
That's like the equivalent of handing out condoms to women. You know what I mean? It won't work.
Noof, did you ever see that movie High School High with John Lovitz?
Oh, that's a funny movie.
I may have.
There's
Long
a
time ago,
scene
maybe.
where they're giving out condoms to the students, but they're stapling the condom to the fucking paper. Like right in the middle of the condom, and they're like, "Here you go."
Oh my god!
And she calls him Pickle
yeah.
Dick.
Oh my god! It's funny because my dad actually showed me that movie when I was like younger, and I didn't know what the fuck I was watching.
That
It was
movie
hilarious.
I think that turns 30 this year. High School High.
Crazy.
It was a parody of Dangerous Minds. That's all it was. It was funny
Yeah.
though.
It's a ripoff with shit like that, man. When they don't include that, and that's a bummer. But it's like, I don't know. I just think even though like obviously the scalpers would have been a pain in the ass, and the GTA had a collector's edition, but at least would have just given people a reason to actually go and grab it and at least attempt to, because even with
You know what Rockstar should have done? And you know how much money they would have made in fucking 24 hours? Rockstar should have said, listen, if you pre-order the game, you get the physical. But after the date that it comes out, it's only going to be digital in the store. You know how many fucking people would run in the store and fucking pre-order that shit?
Yeah. Every GameStop would have lines.
You know how many people would pre-order? Just to make sure they get that physical edition because they think they're a part of something. They're going to have something special. They did this shit backwards. Now there's people,
Yeah.
I didn't buy it. We were live last week. I didn't pre-order. You know why I didn't pre-order it?
Neither did I.
Because I don't even know what it's going to run at. Because I have a feeling this fucking thing's going to run at 30. And then when the PS6 comes out next year, which is what they're still on track for the PS6.
Wow.
When the PS6 comes out this next year, there won't be any fucking games. But guess what? There will be GTA 6 at 60 FPS on the PS6.
Yeah.
Or another $100 fucking dollars. Or maybe $200 because it's all digital.
We sat here for hours waiting for the pre-order.
Brian,
It went
what's up?
Literally 24 hours. We were waiting that whole day. We're like, all right, they're giving us a day's notice. Let's do it. None of us pre-ordered it. We didn't get a trailer that night. We didn't get a trailer the following day. We didn't get a trailer this whole week. We didn't get anything. So none of us pre-ordered GTA.
Because they don't want to show
So
you that it
people-
runs at 30 because they don't want people to fucking not buy it. That's why. I guarantee you.
Yeah.
I agree with you because usually when you have good news, like when it's a highlight point or a bullet point like that, you announce it. Like you're confidently talking about it. It's the same with those people that never give people the review codes like until the last minute or like a week after release. It's like They're hiding something, man. If they're not giving, if you're confident in your game, those codes are in. People have them like 2 weeks in advance. They're not waiting till fucking 11:59 midnight to give you a friggin' review copy. Like that's not how it works. That's just bullshit. That's just lack of confidence. And I understand new IPs being a little bit more reserved because obviously, you know, when you're trying to get a new IP off the ground, you're very nervous about reception because reception can make or break your game. But established stuff, it's like, why not? You know, if you're confident in your game and you're confident in your franchise, it should be a no-brainer, right? So,
Yeah.
like I said, this GTA stuff makes no sense. I'm totally with you. I think it's going to run 30. Maybe we get it at a 60 on performance mode, 34K. But I don't know. I don't know. But maybe not.
If that shit runs at 30, I got 3 sealed PS5 Pros downstairs. If that shit runs at 30, guess what? I'm selling all those fucking Pros downstairs. I'm sick of this shit.
Well, yeah, I mean, like,
what did we hear when the Pro came out? Oh, it's gonna run GTA. All right, well, good. I hope it does, right? And now they don't want to show you nothing. That means they got bad news. Like, why? If they were gonna fucking show you, they're gonna show you. I'm hearing now, oh, they might show it in the showcase in September. Okay, dickhead. It's July 1st. I'm not waiting till fucking September to find out if this thing runs at 60 or not. Like, this is stupid. These are fucking video games, man. You know, when you go to a movie and you see a trailer for a movie, you don't see a message that said, we were going to show you the trailer for Batman, but we're going to show that to you in 6 more months. So wait here for 3 minutes. Like, no one's going to fucking do that.
No.
Well, again, this is the anomaly in the industry, and they're one of the few guys that's going to get away with it, right? Because this game is just so huge. They, like I said, they've already got massive amounts of pre-orders. There are a few guys like yourself who are holding on till you get that news, and rightfully so. I don't blame you one bit. But they've got the pre-orders, and this sets that dangerous precedent for the industry, moving forward. But again, very few games. That's like people worried about, oh, GTA is going to set a precedent for price hikes on games. It could happen, but here's the thing. The other companies are going to find out in a real hurry that don't work unless your game
it already doesn't work.
Titles. Nobody outside of Nintendo or like a major franchise is going to command that money, right?
Exactly.
Bottom line, right? Call of Duty might get it, Halo possibly, like Mario would probably command a massive price, even though Nintendo shouldn't make it. But
it will.
We know which games, right? We know which games can do that, and we know a lot of them can't, especially smaller. Do you think like a Plague's Tale game or or some of the Ubisoft games are going to get $120 a game?
Ubisoft is going to try, and they're going to fall flat on their face like they do every time.
Oh, and Ubisoft is exactly the publisher who would try it because they're stupid like that. These guys can't get out of their own fucking way, these guys. They're the kind of guy that rolls a boulder down the fucking hill and stands in front of it and turns around.
That's true.
Right? Right?
That is very true.
Yeah, if they were fucking Indiana Jones and that boulder scene from the movie, they would have stopped long ago and turned around and went, hey, I think I can paint on that boulder.
RWK, have a good one, buddy. Thanks for hanging out. Good night.
Later, RWK. I don't know, man. Andrew's just stupid right now. Holy man, is it ever stupid? And then the announcement too of this stuff from Sony makes with GTA coming out. You'd think they would have waited a lot longer than this. Then what's the purpose of saying it now and really riling up your fan base?
They definitely wanted Rockstar to go first. I definitely believe that.
Think
that they knew.
There's also a rumor that Sony wanted to get this out of the way before the Xbox cuts, so it's like under the radar. But no one cares about that. This is something different. This is complete. This actually affects a bunch of industry. I don't think Sony realizes this. You know what I mean?
Like you said, once you start wrapping it up, you can't just roll it back out. This isn't something that you just
they can't reverse course on this disc thing. Like they already put it out there and they left it all day long today. It's not like they heard the fans and they were at 6:00 they turn around and put a statement out like, you know what, guys, we're going to reverse decision. They just said, fuck you all, here it is, kiss our ass. Yeah. You already paid for GTA, so fuck you guys.
Yeah, you got a year and a half.
But you know what? I don't even think this is gonna. I honestly don't think that that people getting pissed will even make a dent in their stuff because they said it now. Wolverine's gonna come out. People are gonna be like, I'm not buying PlayStation games anymore. They're gonna see the game and they're gonna buy it. And I'm part of the problem. I'll say it. I'm not going to stop playing PlayStation because they're not going to print discs, but there's people that are saying that, and they're not going to stop either. Some people will. Some people stick
Or
to their
maybe they'll
guns.
just ride out the year and a
But-
half that they still print discs and then call it.
But I
Well,
really-
that's why
I
these
really
guys
don't
that are
see this
saying,
affecting-
I'm going to go to Xbox from PlayStation. It's like, yeah, but Xbox is doing the same thing. So what are you going to do then?
Right.
Are you going to
they're
still
not
stay
really-
there or go there? Why would
That's
you
what-
go?
that-
If it's going to do the same thing that they're going to do.
That's what I mean. Like, people are
Xbox-
still going to play games.
Xbox has the opportunity, though, to make a USB drive for the next console. I'm not saying that they will, or I hope that they do this, but they have an opportunity to make one for about $80 to $100 and at least let you play your fucking older games on it.
Yeah.
Or let you do this digital
Yeah,
conversion
which is why
thing.
saying we're not making any games really is like the definitive answer, because he could say, well, guys, we're not putting a drive in the PS6. You'll buy your PS6 and we'll have an add-on drive for you, like that you'll pay an extra $100, and guys would have been like, yeah, don't like it, but you know what? Fuck it, I'll get it.
Well, we thought they were going to do that.
And that would at least been a compromise between
Right.
them trying to save a few bucks up front and still not fucking everybody completely over.
Yeah, 'cause again,
But
you have an
this,
option.
We're not going to make any discs. Well, what's the point of a disc drive now? Period. It really screws everybody over, and it screws retailers over, screws fans over.
Yep.
It's very definitive, right?
This was strategic, though. The timing, like you said. They did it before the Xbox thing. They did it way before the holidays, before all the stuff, so everyone will forget about it, and it won't affect them. I really don't think it's going to affect them.
I think their numbers for their PlayStation Plus subscriptions are not near as high as they should be, and they're trying to drive more people to that. And this would be almost a guaranteed way to get them there, because they're like, well, I can't buy it on disc anyway, so I might as well get the friggin' service.
Yeah, and then they'll jack up the price of the service. And then you're paying $300 a year for that instead of $150 or whatever it is.
Exactly. 100%.
This
That's
is what
exactly
these
where
guys
they're
do.
going.
It's like
Charge what they want
Netflix.
for that shit.
Netflix got everyone to sell their DVDs, and then Netflix went from $8 a month to fucking $30 a month now. Like,
Yeah, and giving you less, charging you more, right?
That's what it is.
Yeah.
And less options.
they're taking
And-
fucking movies out, they're putting movies in. This is
Preach.
bullshit, dude. Like,
Now
if you
you guys
pay
are
for
getting-
something, you should fucking, even though you paid for the license, you paid for it. Like, imagine if you
Yeah.
bought a stereo in the 80s and then fucking Sony or Iowa or AOA or whatever the fuck they're called, Sony or RCA, comes to your fucking house a year later, goes, you know what? The license ran out. We got to take that stereo back. Like, that didn't work back then.
They repo it.
This is all
Yeah, they
bullshit.
repo your
Fucking hit this
stereo.
right on the head. That's exactly what's happening here. This is more to it than just taking away discs because it's not too many people buy them anymore. No, you're exactly right on this. This is just so they can control the whole fucking program. And
Exactly.
charge the shit out of this stuff in another
Whatever
couple
they
years'
want.
time.
Box you into
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever
subscriptions.
they want. Yeah, just constantly going up, and you're like, well, I guess we got no choice. We can't exactly go on the store to GameStop now and buy the copy of this game for $10 now, can we? We gotta pay it $70 for the game, or we gotta buy into your stupid subscription. You're just gonna give us less and charge us more. It's exactly where they're going.
Yeah,
it's less choices.
I'll say this, everyone: buy what you got to buy and just fucking hang on to it. You know what I mean? Like if that's the way it's got to go. I mean, look at this beautiful Mortal Kombat 4K from Arrow in this huge box that it comes in.
That's awesome.
This is like a chunky like N64 box almost.
He said huge box.
Yeah, well, blah 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 blah.
Nice. And that's just the original. Oh no, that's the whole collection, right?
This is the first movie and the second movie from the 90s with a bunch of
okay.
add-ons and shit. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
It's like a
Arrow
collector's
does
edition,
great
even
work.
though it's just regular.
Nice. I like it. It's cool.
Look how big that is. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Must be
Um,
like a lot of special features in there or some shit.
Yeah, I think there's like playing cards and shit in here too. I don't know. I didn't open it
Nice.
yet. I don't know. When we want to watch it, we're gonna open it.
Yeah, like we're kind of in that spot where, it's just kind of funny because the movie thing and with the games, like it's such a, because with Xbox, like if they have a disc drive for their next console, It kind of makes sense because at least you can actually fucking play all the Xbox games. Like PlayStation, they always fucked up. You could never do 1 through 3. Actually, just put the disc in and play it because of all the bullshit they would say. Like, so if PlayStation did have a disc drive, you're really only playing PS4 and PS5 games anyway. Where like Xbox has the advantage because you could just play Xbox, Xbox 360, Xbox One, like all in one. All your discs just work. That's what I liked about Xbox with their ecosystem is it worked. You could put a game in a disc from 2001 in your, 2020 model of a Series X and it would just run. And that's the advantage where they can actually, if they care about longevity and they try to do this whole disk drive thing for whatever the next one is, it kind of makes sense for them to do that. Even if it costs the customer an extra $100, like I would do it because I have everything going back to the original Xbox. Like I have discs going back then. And instead of just not having an option, and they're like, yeah, all those games you have physically, yeah, you're going to have to buy them again. Because I could see Sony doing that, being like, all right, yeah, PS6, yeah, no
Well, they're
disc
going to
drive
make you buy
add-on.
GTA again.
Yeah,
we already know that going in this time.
Bullshit.
That's why I'm not buying it right now. Because if it runs at 30, I'm not paying $100 now and $100 later. Like, fuck that shit. Like, I'm buying this game once, okay? Like, at first. So, this is the way it's got to go. If I get 30 FPS, it's not what I bought these consoles for, okay? Fuck all these fucking companies for lying, okay? And you know what? Fuck Phil Spencer. I'm going to say his name too, because he said 4K 120. Guess what, fuckface? We're at like fucking 1440p and 28 FPS.
$800.
Well, thanks a lot.
Well, you know what I hope happens?
Wait a minute.
And
I think Phil Spencer just shit himself.
This is too scary. I think I just shit myself. This is too scary. I think I just shit myself. This is too scary. I think I just shit myself.
Kratos, baby, after I inject my Ozempic, would you like to play with my physical dick?
We have him with Kratos.
Kratos, baby, after I inject my Ozempic, would you like to play with my physical dick? Kratos, baby, after I inject my Ozempic, would you like to play with my physical dick?
Kratos looks like, what's his name, Tyson Fury.
He does.
I really wanted perfect dark Phil. I just shit myself. I really wanted perfect dark Phil. I just shit myself. I really wanted perfect dark Phil. I just shit myself.
The AI fucked up because I told it to have the guy in the middle say, I just shit myself. And it had Freddy say it. Like, what's this one?
This is too scary.
Oh, this is the old one.
I think I jumped shit myself.
That's the wrong one. What's the other one?
Conquer curses in front of women too much. I can't sell this game. I think I just shit myself. Conquer. This is too scary. I think I just shit myself.
I think
It's not about physical discs anymore. It's about physical dicks now.
this is the last one.
Kratos, baby, after I inject my Ozempic, would you like to play with my physical dick?
I had too much fun today with that. I actually made those this time. Shout out to Ven. She's not here tonight, but he usually makes those.
Love it.
Yeah, man, shout out to him. I guess we can tack this on to the other end of this discussion. They're also shutting down the Vita and the PS3 store. This was not really shocking because they kind of
they tried to do that a couple of years ago. Because you know what happened when they announced that? The week that they announced that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I made a shit ton of fucking money because everyone ran in to buy the games. And then right after that, they announced, we're going to extend it. So a lot of people ran out and bought games that they could have waited on, but there you go.
Yeah, like there's like, you know, it's cool to have it, but yeah, definitely, like I said, download the stuff while you can. All your purchases that you want to download, back them up, download them, have them on the console.
Nah, I'm just
Do
going
what
to
you-
say this, like I said
what you
last
gotta
night
do.
on Gaming Ain't Easy. Just pirate all the fucking shit. At this fucking point, jailbreak
Oh, yeah,
your
when the
goddamn consoles
offline,
and just fucking...
jailbreak it.
You could jailbreak a
Yeah.
PS5, just get the low firmware, and just fucking download games. Like, at this point, it's the only way you're going to own them is if you fucking illegally download them. So
You
it
have the
sucks to
files.
say that, but it is what it is. And if you already bought these games, physical or digital, jailbreak the console and back that shit up. You can do it.
Yeah, you're not fucking wrong, man.
Yeah,
Like,
if the
these
store is
companies online-
done, like, you know, that's it, man. 360 store is done. You know, PS3, it's done. It's like at this point, just do what you got to do. You know, it's not that hard to look up a video. There's some good people online that help with that stuff, and you know,
Heather
it
Locklear's
sucks,
brother
but-
is on there. He's helping people out.
Yeah, the PS3 is the PS3 is gonna, you know, it's been out for so long. It's just like Perry said, it was extended. So they also put this out too, just right after that. Basically, it was linked in the actual article of the disk drive or the discs going away. Then they put the whole Vita and the PS3 stuff. So it wasn't really surprising. Do we have an exact date on when it's done? Did they say August or did they say like are they giving people a window? Because they said different regions.
There
it's, like,
is a
shutting down
date.
different
I
times.
think it's I forgot. It's next year. It's early next year.
Oh, early next year. I thought they were just giving the summer.
It might be this summer. I don't remember. I saw the date. Can one of you look
Yeah,
that
let me
up?
see.
Yeah, I'm looking.
I'm
it up
manning
right
the
now.
show here. Just go on Twitter and type in
Yeah, you're
PS3,
good.
and the block
It
should come up.
says, oh, okay. No, you are right, Perry.
July
It says-
27.
Yeah, July 2027. So a whole other
So
year.
1 year,
Hmm.
which is fine, but they can always take the store down before then if they want, and say, "Oh, well, we didn't shut it down. We just took it offline for maintenance."
Yeah, like yeah, places.
They did that with Little Big
Mexico
Planet.
or Latin
Remember, it got
America.
hacked, and they were like, "Oh, we took it down
Mhm.
for maintenance," and then they were like, after like a year, they
Never
were
went
like,
back up.
"Sorry, we're not putting these back up."
Yeah, it's bullshit.
Well, I
looks-
hope that
Go ahead.
these consoles get absolutely hacked 6 ways from Sunday. Not just jailbroken. I want cracked wide
Well,
open.
listen.
I hope they go crazy.
The
on these
Xbox
things.
One and Series, they got kind of cracked, but not really. But listen, people are going to be on it now.
Yep.
If they're presenting a point with these newer machines where we can't own our stuff, these guys are going to jailbreak them. And I'll say this, you know what? If you do buy the new consoles, buy 2 of them. Buy one to keep online and keep one offline. Because the low firmware you're on, it's going to get hacked and you'll be able to get free shit. So just keep that in mind, everybody. It's going to be expensive, but you
Last
know what?
question for
Don't
you
buy the
guys.
games. What?
Do you think it's a possibility Sony could backtrack based on the backlash they're seeing throughout not only just the fans, but sort of the industry at this moment?
That's a
And
good
the
question.
reputation of retailers?
They
Somebody,
could.
I saw it, I'm pretty sure it was fake. I saw it earlier. Someone said Sony's already reconsidering putting a physical disc drive in. And I was like, that's probably just made up like a lot of shit is. But,
Yeah.
you know, they've been primarily more physical like, over the last little while than anybody else. Like
Yeah.
I said, they've seemed to offer more choices when it comes to games on disc. So it's kind of really shocking to see them legitimately like take the first plunge. I thought it would be kind of Microsoft, and we would have probably expected it more from them just because they've been largely leading this digital trend a little faster. I'm not saying they're the only reasons, but they have been pushing it a little harder, obviously, because they want Game Pass and stuff like that, right? So then kind of making more sense. And then they kind of started with the digital consoles. Because when the PS5 came out, it was just the PS5 with the disc, right?
Well, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
here's the thing with that. And I saw you posted earlier, and I've been seeing this online too. People are mad that they're blaming Microsoft for this. And you know what? It's not 100% Microsoft's fault, but it kind of is. And I'll tell you why. Microsoft has been no competition to this brand, Sony, for the last few years. Had they been more competitive, maybe Sony would have said, we can't take the disk drive away just yet. We're going to have to wait another 10 years. But again, that's just me speculating. Like, I'm not saying that it would have went that way or wouldn't have. And I'm not saying I
Right.
blame Xbox 100%. But there is that factor where they could be blamed because they weren't competing. There was no competition. And this is what happens when you don't have competition. We see it right now. Sony said, we have the market. We have the biggest game. We have the rights to the biggest game on our fucking platform. Everyone's blindly buying it for $100. It's time to pull the fucking disk drive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
If they were getting their asses whooped by Microsoft, there's no way they would get rid of that disk drive.
Because it would be a bad look.
It would be a huge bad look. But now they're just like, well, we're the only guys in town, so go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
And it's
That's
like,
exactly it.
You're not quite the only guys in town still, because there's going to be a hard reset on Monday, and this lady is coming for you. I don't think you understand. I don't think anybody understands. All these Xbox, all these PlayStation guys are like, Xbox is dead, blah, blah, blah. They're firing all these companies. They're getting rid of all these. They're closing these studios. Well, they're 100% dead now, whatever. No, she's coming for you. You don't understand.
Yeah.
Tim told us the battle plan. He said it publicly and he even said it on his space today. She's coming for them. She wants to be the #1 gaming company in the world. It's not going to take overnight. It's not going to be overnight, but she's going to take her time and get there. And if you look at her track record, she's gotten places to where they need to be.
And I know it's not her fault that it's $800.
It's absolutely
now.
not her
Like,
fault, and that's why I trust this woman. Now, was Xbox dead with Phil Spencer and Sarah Bond? Absolutely. And we fucking said it on this show. We said Xbox is dead, and I got rid of 5 machines because this fucking slob was over there funding Kilm. Hey, Double Fine, you want $100 million to fucking have yoga sex while you're fucking making a stupid pottery game? Go ahead.
Yoga sex.
Somebody, I'm telling you, somebody must have stepped on Tim Schafer's balls because the guy sounds weird.
They were having yoga sex.
He's a
and they
huge
actually
fat
stepped
guy
on his
that
balls.
sounds like this, everybody. Anyway, and we could see, we talked about this. The studios were taking advantage of this guy. Look, $100 million for State of Decay 3. Where's the fucking game? $100 million for South of Midnight. The game fucking didn't sell anything. $100 million for Kilm. There's 5 fucking people on Steam right now playing it. Weston just wrote in the chat before.
Yes, and also, by the way, let's not forget who also just announced that they're getting rid of their two digital stores, and they also announced that their movies are getting canned too, right?
Yeah, it was Sony.
Yeah. So you see how this all correlates together and kind of just makes it even more.
And that's because Sony doesn't want to pay the rights to renew it.
Right?
No, they don't.
They're saying
They don't wanna keep that shit
well,
in
we're
there.
losing the right. No, you're not, because you can renew all the rights for that.
And like you said, if we had any actual digital rights, if like we would actually just own the fucking license, and then we could just watch it on like, Movies Anywhere or like another app that can connect to it, your library. But the digital stuff, it's so fucking weird. Even with digital codes for movies, I don't want to get on a tangent.
Well, with Movies Anywhere, I transferred my Xbox shit over because I bought a bunch of movies during the pandemic. I bought movies on the Xbox store so that when I went back to work, I would be able to watch movies or something, which I haven't watched shit because I only work on the weekends now. But I moved everything over to Movies Anywhere from the Xbox because they shut that down, that store. They didn't shut down watching your movies, but they shut the store down where you can't buy movies. But not all the movies went over there. And then some of the movies are in Movies Anywhere, but then some of them, they're on Movies Anywhere, but only on YouTube. And then the YouTube gets rid of them. And then it's like, dude, what are you fucking doing? There's no laws for this shit. If I pay real money for this, I should have the movie, access to the movie. Period.
Like
End of story.
Yeah, like if it's a Paramount movie, it's like you have to use a separate app like Fandango or something that has like.
Yeah, I have
the
that
stream
shit too on my
movies won't
phone.
be
My phone has like 10 movie apps on there. I don't fucking use any of them. But all my shit's there.
So bad. It's so bad. Like I like redeeming my digital copies, but then there's also a part of me I'm like, I should just sell this for like 10 to 15 bucks and just let someone else deal with it because at least with the disc, I just know it's just.
Well, I do it for her because we have the home theater, but sometimes we're not home, and she likes to just flip open the iPad and watch shit.
Oh yeah, when you're away, Movies Anywhere is really clutch if it if it works when you need it to. It's a pain in the ass, and I think like that's why the digital movie thing, I never really started to invest in any of that stuff because I just heard early on like stuff getting taken down from iTunes and Apple saying go fuck yourself
for
and like
me,
different things.
With the Xbox, the movies were on sale for like $5, but that's still money I spent. You know what I mean? You know, hey, you
had the Freddy movies on there or whatever. They
me
had
too. I got the Freddy and Jason, the Ninja Turtles, the Batmans. Listen, hey, you want to take them now, great, but you can also send me my money back.
Yeah.
That'd be a great fucking nice thing, right?
Oh, but right, no digital rights, like Perry said. Like, oh, fuck us.
That's where I give Google credit for that. When Stadia went down, they refunded everyone every fucking penny. They didn't say, you know, you paid $60 for Assassin's Creed. We're just going to refund you like $10. No. Google didn't want any fucking lawsuits, and Google was like, everyone's getting all their fucking money back for everything that they bought under the banner of Stadia. Boom, done.
Yeah.
They said the controller, you get a refund for it, but you can keep it. Stick it up your ass. Do what you got to do. And they even put an update out to make it Bluetooth compatible so that you can fucking use it on other shit. So it's not e-waste.
Like a send-off, just like,
yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they did the right thing. But all these other companies, they don't care because they know you're going to do a class action, and in 15 years, you'll get a check for 15 cents. They don't give a fuck. And again, no laws to protect us.
Yeah, well, that's what Taylor was saying. Like, obviously, he's like, oh,
Taylor
we should be able to
Swift
sell stuff back. Taylor Swift said in the chat she's having her wedding at MSG. No,
that's the big rumor, by the way.
Yeah, it seems to be that way. But yeah, they don't have laws in place to resell anything digital or to protect any of the that's the thing. There's just nothing. It's just basically just we're at the decisions of the people at the top, basically, that are running, you know, these major gaming companies, and basically now we're just seeing our options getting taken away, and the, you know, prices are never higher, subscription prices have never been higher, and now our discs are getting taken away, basically after, you know, a year and some change. So it's just it's definitely a very murky gen of a console period. And now, you know, the fact that my Series X is now $800, like it's worth $800, like what the hell, man? I bought it for $499.99 plus tax. It's like $5.
So somebody here selling a used one for $450 the other day. I was saying, damn.
Yeah, that's pretty good, especially over there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's basically just like if people want to jump in now, they're just paying a lot for it. And I don't know if the consoles, like the Series X still runs great, don't get me wrong. I just don't know if like the performance is justified $800 cost, because the Pro is $900. It's $100 difference. But
yeah, for now, the Pro, I guarantee you, the Pro is going to go up to 1,000 by the end of the year.
Yeah.
You know, this is another thing too, and I'm going to say this shit, all right? These fucking Sony guys, I see them tweeting, "Ooh, PS6 is going to be subsidized. It's going to be $799." Motherfucker, they're not going to have a $799 PS6 with a fucking $900 Pro right now, okay? And the Pro's going to be, it's going to be $1,000 to $1,100 by the end of this year. What the fuck makes you think that they're going to have a Pro for more money than the PS6? Like, can you wake the fuck up?
Subsidized, but things keep going the way they're going. I'm going to have a bad case of muff eyes. That's for fucking sure.
Yeah, well, we know that. We've seen that in action. I think we saw that at a club today or something. But yeah, I mean, they're not subsidizing. They even came out yesterday and said we're not subsidizing shit. So what fucking planet do these guys live on?
Mars.
Yeah.
PS6 is $799. Kiss my ass. You're fucking stupid. Dude, when people start saying that, you lose credibility, all right? What you should say is...
With no disc drive, they're not going to sell fucking anyway, because half the people are like, fuck that shit.
People are going to go to fucking PC.
A lot of people they'll vote with their wallets at this point, and I think that's what we've always encouraged on this show. And we try to give you an approach of like people like us that are playing these consoles. Some people might be on the fence, and if you are on the fence, we try to give you our genuine opinions and feedback as people that don't get sent shit for free. We invest our money, and we just try to tell it like it is, and we try to give people warnings too. And not everybody wants to listen to us, sure, but I hope that obviously the majority that come into the chat every week that are regulars know that, we've called a lot of stuff out and we've seen a lot of stuff. We predicted a lot of things just because you see trends in the industry and you see how these things happen. And it's just, we try to just be honest and genuine with how we feel about it, and that's how we've been since we got these consoles in 2020. We thought this gen was not going to be like this 6 years in. I mean, it's going to be 6 years this November, and this is where we're at. $800 Series X, $900 Pro, no disc drives and no discs, in the future. It's just like,
And who's to say Sony doesn't raise the price of the disc drive tomorrow from 80 to 100?
Let me ask you guys this.
That's a good point.
I know everybody that's here on this panel, all pretty big Nintendo fans. I think everybody, Anthony, I think you do. I'm not sure. Do you have a Nintendo Switch too?
He does.
I do. Yeah.
Okay, so everybody here has a Switch too. Now let me ask you this: how big of a choice was it for Nintendo to include the actual the card slot for this console? And do you think they would have got away with the price of the Switch 2 at launch if they had excluded that?
I don't think it would have.
Guys, because I think it was a huge thing because obviously a lot of back compat with the Switch, right?
I think it was a huge thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if
they
it
had
was
to do it.
They had, listen, here's the thing.
They had to, right?
People,
but
people shit on them for the price anyway because it did have the cartridge slot. Imagine if it didn't at that price. Forget about it. People went fucking nuts.
Nintendo said, well, frig it. If you want to play on a Switch 2, you got to buy all new games. Your old collection is no good to you, so don't toss out your old console. How ugly would that situation have looked for them?
Oh, really they would have looked like the villains, where they were heroes to us because we were like shit talking everyone else last year because there was so much BS going on between Sony and Microsoft and all these guys, and they were like the light at the end of the crap tunnel that we got.
And they still are. I mean, we're enjoying their fucking games right now when the other two companies, it's like, what are we waiting for? Like, there's nothing coming out.
Yeah, they're still the hero.
I got Star Fox physically for, I know it's a 1-for-1 remake, whatever, $49.99.
Okay, but here's the thing: if people are shitting on Star Fox. Ooh, it's a remake. It's a remake of a good fucking game.
Yeah,
it's not like they took a shitty game and remade it.
It's on the cartridge. I got it physically. I'm actually getting a lot of games this gen for Switch 2 physically. Because I just want to. I don't know why. There's a certain thing that I like about the cases. I like how they look and stuff. But like I wasn't really like that with Switch 1, but Switch 2 because this is a console that I'm a little bit more invested in because of the performance and the way that it runs stuff that I like and things that I maybe never played. That's awesome. You know what I mean? So yeah, it would, to answer Noof's question too. Like I just think it would have been complete reverse, and they would have turned heel on the audience again, like the Wii U days, and that wouldn't have been good. So they were making sure that you knew the difference between Switch 1 and 2. It was not going to confuse consumers. These were all things that, myself, Perry, and Frank were all hoping for when we were talking about the Switch 2 leaks and rumors and stuff that was going on up until when they, announced the pre-orders and everything and showed off the console. So yeah, I think. And
Nintendo did the smart thing because you had all these fucking idiots that were like, just get the OLED, right? And Nintendo came out. The minute that they saw people say that shit, Nintendo came out and said, you know what? We're not making games with a Switch 1 anymore. Go fuck yourself. And everyone had to go get a Switch 2. I mean, good. They didn't let that Wii U thing like persist,
It just it overstayed its
welcome. Compatible is great because people do you sell your old Switch, you give it to somebody else, you get the new one, but you're still gonna play your old games on it.
Yes. And they were the pioneers for backwards compatibility.
Your library's worth something, right?
Yeah, it feels like you have that, like you invested and your investment is being acknowledged, and you have all those games that you could still play, and yeah, that's what's awesome about it. It makes it just feel like you're invested in something that really actually matters instead of it just being like, yeah, well, it won't matter in 10 years from now because you won't have anywhere to put the fucking thing in our 6th console. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Think about this holiday. They're going to be the same price as the Series S, so they'll be like one of the cheapest. They're going to have Ocarina of Time and Call of Duty on the same console. They're going to sell a million, like they literally are going to save the holiday because people aren't going to buy a $900 Pro.
Yeah.
And they might, but not as much.
and you're gonna have
They'll
you
buy it for
still have
GTA.
like
Yeah, that's the thing.
yeah, that's the thing, right? Like it's there's that factor of GTA, but I think you're right. Like it has COD now. It obviously has Resident Evil already. It's gonna have future Resident Evil titles, future COD titles. Um, you're gonna you get the sports games. Obviously, like Madden, I'm sure is gonna be back on there this year. Hopefully, it runs a little bit better because I heard there was some performance stuff with the last one, but it's just cool. Like if they get they don't put like NHL or NBA on there, right? Is it just Madden and NCAA, or is it just Madden?
I think
the
NBA's
Switch
on
too.
there too. On Switch.
Okay.
Yeah, it definitely
Yeah,
was.
they got to get on getting every sports
They-
game.
listen,
There's no reason why they
I'm gonna
can't.
say this: the great thing about everything going digital, here's the light at the end of the tunnel for me. I don't have to have these fucking people call me up. Got NBA, got 2K, got 2K, got 2. Well, what 2K are you talking about? Oh, NBA.
Okay.
Because there's like 10 different 2Ks.
Yeah, which one?
Which one?
Oh,
NBA. Why didn't you say
It's
do you have
2K.
NBA 2K? Why is it got to be 2K? There's WWE 2K. There's NBA 2K.
yeah, 2K is a lot nowadays.
Got 2K? No, I got 3K.
Got
I got
3K.
4K.
Got 5K. I got Gamecast.
That's the only good thing from this whole thing. I don't have to hear that shit anymore.
But yeah, right now, as of March 31st, so Switch 2 is at 19.86 million units. So that's like pretty
Good.
pretty
Long live
insane, man.
Nintendo.
Yeah, I was gonna say like they got the one thing they'll always get right is they still have true exclusives and they're very innovative with their hardware and they sell to the mass market. So
And they make their games in 60 FPS.
60 FPS. They have a presence inside retail stores. Oh my god, that's like that's so rare nowadays. It's crazy. It's like you actually know what the fuck they're selling and all these things that Sony and Microsoft still have to do. Like Perry said, like obviously Sony still they still, they get ordered copies from retailers, but again, the presence of something like Xbox, if this reset is really happening as quickly as it is, as we're seeing, I know we're going to talk about some of that stuff on the back end here, but are like that also needs to change. But now with this whole physical thing, are they just like, we're just gonna, kind of stick to what we're doing? Like, I just feel like even with physical games not being sold in the future, like yeah, like how do you? Noof was saying this earlier. Like, how do you have like that presence of like you're selling these like the next Helix or the PS6, and you're like, and here's a headset, here's a controller, like that's it. Like, there's nothing that's like next to it other than like
You're gonna
digital
walk
cards
in
that look
and your
dopey.
cabinet will have no games in there. It's gonna be like the hottest shit ever. You're gonna be so what do I buy? Like I said, average consumer is gonna be lost. The rest of us might be okay because we're following this stuff. But how do you market it then? Like you got obviously you're gonna sell console, you want to sell games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're just gonna have like a big selection of these like cardboard cutouts or some shit, and like I don't know. It's just kind of weird.
Yeah, I guess they're gonna do just like how most of the Xbox sections are now, where like I walk in, there's one physical copy. Like I went to Walmart the other day, it was like one physical copy of Forza, and then like the rest were just like digital cards of Forza, and then like the rest was just like other like NBA 2K, like Perry was saying, just like the normal run of the mill shit. I'm just like, I guess that's it. Like I guess that's what they're gonna do now with Sony as well. Like they'll sell maybe a couple of the PS5 stuff that they printed a bunch of stuff of, and they'll probably stock that stuff. But then once you sell through it, I don't know. Like it's going to be a weird time to see how they
I
adjust.
think you're gonna have like a lot more like marketing and more advertising, whether it's on the side of a cabinet being like, oh, if you get your PlayStation 6, make sure that you get your year subscription to PlayStation Plus, right? In various tiers, or these games are available at PlayStation Plus. It's going to be that constant marketing around that because they want to get their subscription numbers in.
Yeah.
And there you go.
Yeah.
But if they do that, they really have to up their service a little bit. I mean, their service is pretty lacking. They got to figure that out. They don't need to put full games in there. Like maybe you got to get a little more trials in there, but you got to add something to that service that's going to be the bang for the buck. And right now, yeah, if you've never had a PlayStation, it's the bang for the buck. But for all of us who've had PlayStation over the years, we played a lot of those games that are in that service. So you got to figure something out. They have to be a little bit more innovative and creative. So
Yeah. It's just like Game Pass. It's like you can't keep having like old shit that we already own on.
yeah, and
there.
apparently
like
this lady is listening because they're looking to take a lot of the indie shit out of Game Pass. They want big games.
yeah,
So
Well, Vic Lucas said, and he said to Colt, he said, what Game Pass needs, he says, Game Pass needs exclusive games for Game Pass
we've been
itself.
saying that for years here.
Right?
Mhm.
And again, remember we've been saying about make a kart racer that you can only play through Game Pass. Bring
Yes.
back
Yeah.
something like 1 versus 100. You got to have content that's only available in Game Pass, which means, if you don't have Game Pass, you don't play it, period. Like you have to have Game Pass to play it. It can't be just, oh, I get Game Pass so I can get day and date games. That's all fine and dandy, but again, it's not rocket science to understand why they're pulling out they want to pull out day and date, because the day and date shit that you're getting are fucking expensive games. These games are not, the subscription rate is not high enough for them to break even and get those numbers in. It's just not. Like probably if they were at 70, 80 million subscribers and day and date might be a different story, but at 30 plus million, again, they're just not, you can't put out 4 AAA bangers that cost you on the average of $200 million a year and expect that Game Pass is going to make all that money back and more.
Right. No,
I don't think it is. I'm no mathematician, but it sounds like an awful lot of subscription numbers, not to mention like you got so many people still playing Game Pass for like $1.50.
And we were saying too, Noof, we said that years ago on this show. For years we've been saying it. Make smaller games only exclusive to Game Pass, because while we're waiting for the big games to take fucking 87 years for, we can play some shit at least every month,
Yeah, and that's where a really good live service title works well. Something that's not a big investment, but something that you can keep bringing content for, keep people invested in just Game Pass itself, and then get those digital purchases while people are in the ecosystem.
Yeah, it's just, and they're getting rid of a lot of the indie games out of Game Pass, which is good because listen, a lot of people don't want. We didn't buy Xbox to play fucking indie games. I'm sorry. Like I know people that like them. Great, good for you. But go play that shit on a Switch or something, man. Like fuck that shit. Like we need our blockbusters. That's what we need. That's why we bought Xbox. If you bought Xbox to play Nintendo games, go fuck yourself. That's all I'm saying.
Well, you look at indies, and this is what I tried to say to Indie Gamer one time. I said, because he was kind of griefing because I don't buy a lot of indies. And I said, indies like this, man. When the AAA game costs me, say, 80, 90 to $100 Canadian, so I go out and I buy 4 or 5 indie games. They're averaging $25 to $35 or $40 a piece. I buy 2 or 3 games. That's great, but those aren't the games I really want. And then if I've already spent my $100 on indie games, well, guess which game I'm not buying? You see how it works? Like, There's only so much time and so much money. So you got to pick and choose what you feel is worth your time and your money. And that's going to vary from gamer to gamer. Some people don't give a shit about Gears of War E-Day, and that's cool. I love that game. To me, that's my game of the year. That's the one I want. I want that more than GTA. I know that sounds weird, but Gears E-Day is my number 1 jam for this year.
I'm at
and I'm hoping
that
it's going to be everything I want it to be.
I'm right there with you.
Hey, GTA might suck.
Yeah, but like story wise, like I want to jump back in with Marcus and Dom. Like that's where I'm at mentally. Like I'm ready. So I'm right with Noof here. Like RE9, I got that. Awesome. Love Pragmata. Awesome. Can't wait for Onimusha. But man, Gears is like, that's probably going to be one of my game of the years for sure. Because I just can't wait to jump back into that game, man. So yeah, I agree.
And it looks so good.
Yeah, I mean, dude, they sold that shit when we were sitting out there streaming with you guys. That was, I mean, I already knew, but that was like they went above and beyond. The only thing that I don't like that they did was not put a disc in the collector's edition. So I'll take that. If it still sucks, but at least like it doesn't look up like a bad game, and it looks like they gave it a lot of love, and hopefully the multiplayer holds up. I'm excited for the beta. Apparently we get to play it next month. So we all got a pre-order, so we should get beta codes.
Yeah, I can't wait. And then you got Halo coming out later this month.
Halo. Yeah. I was gonna say.
Player co-op, baby. Let's sign me up. Let's go.
In 1 month, we'll be doing at the shop. we'll be doing Halo co-op. We'll be live streaming that, so it's gonna be crazy. Hopefully Day Delivers looks like a 10 out of 10. Oh god, that thing. We used to prank call people with that shit. We used to call people and just play the guy singing. Or the choir
Ever
singing.
done that music when you go into the toilet area, someone take a shit? It's like,
remember someone called your house and we answered the phone and just put that song
on? When I worked at CompUSA, we had the kiosk, and Halo 2 wasn't out yet, but it just kept playing the coming soon, and it played the fucking choir singing all day long. So I had to listen to that shit all day, every day.
Every time you leave your house, the music should play. Dun, 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 dun. You go to the grocery store. Dun, 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 dun.
Well, that's when games were big. They felt like a big experience.
Yeah, you know you hit something right when those tunes and shit, stuff that stays with you forever, that as soon as you hum that and people know what it is, that tells you how iconic and how big that game was. How many games out there can you recall the theme songs, and can you recall certain things? Like, there are very few out there like that.
Yeah,
Mario, Zelda, stuff like that.
Yeah, I would say just properties in general that have music attached to them that are just recognizable. Like, you know, it takes a good composer, it takes a good like story to really make it stick with you. Like, everyone knows the Star Wars theme, sure, but like you said, like I would say even like the Halo one, it's like even people that don't know Halo know what that is, and like that's, you make it like a household name almost with all that stuff, and it just shows you how important music is. Because if you had some of these epic scenes without that music so iconic, it might have not even stuck with as many people. It might have been like, oh, that was a cool game, but then you hear the soundtrack and you get goosebumps because you remember when you played it back when it came out, and you know, things like that. So that's it all goes hand in hand with keeping it memorable.
Yeah, the best movies, the best games, almost the best entertainment products always got to have one, a good protagonist, two, an incredible villain, someone that you love to hate, but you can't stand to see him die, you know, like Dr. Claw or Inspector Gadget. You know what I mean? Like, it's like Robotnik, you know, like, you think he'd be dead by now, but you got to keep him around because he's just an iconic villain for Sonic, you know, and you know, he keeps showing up time and time again. You know, he seems like he's invincible, right? But that sort of shit that's what makes games. And I think that's another thing, like with games as a service, is they need to design games in a way. If you want your service to succeed, is design them in a way that, say, like playing one game is just part of the story. Right. You know, a lot of times, like, people make a game and it's kind of like it's done in like a one full chapter. So like the end of that game is really the end of the game, and unless the game does really well, there is no sequel, right? But they should plan it as like with sequels in mind, but make them on a smaller scale so they're not massive financial risks. But build it like a shorter segment. Like I always say, like games that those Telltale people used to make, right? The Telltale games. Or the other people that used to make the Life is Strange stuff. I said that stuff is like perfect for Game Pass and for subscriptions, because you consume it in episodic content. It's not a big buy-in, and it doesn't take up 40 hours of your time. You can play it in a small dose, but you get excited about the sequel part, right?
Right.
And you could build a big AAA franchise as if you're building a soap opera game. So it's like, yeah, it's a big game, but we're doing it in pieces. And if the engagement keeps going, we keep building more pieces. But if the engagement falls off, either due to budgets or the fans just somehow didn't can't, you know, like how shows drop off and then they got to can them. It can be much the same thing. But build it in a way so your top villain doesn't necessarily die at the end of the first game. You've already planned for him to show up in 2 or 3 games afterwards. You know, like, keep people invested. That's the kind of cool shit that can move gaming forward.
Yeah. No, I saw the interview, Jesus Christ. I saw the podcast with Victor Lucas and Colt. And I agree with Victor Lucas for one thing. We need to make shorter games in general. Like, the games are too fucking long. You know what I mean? Like, these games.
That's Ubisoft's fucking problem. Jeez Louise.
Yeah, I know.
You got fucking 500 hours to play every one of their games.
My friend beat 007, and he said it was like a good like length.
Yes.
It wasn't too
Awesome.
bad.
That's good.
I didn't finish it. I want to play through it still more. I'm loving it, but yeah, he was just like, dude, I was surprised at how much I liked it, and he said it didn't overstay its welcome, and you know, that's kind of the sweet spot, like 12 to 14 hours, like
That's fine.
that's not too bad. If you know,
Yeah.
obviously, like you have your FPS games that are going to be, you know, 6 to 8 hours, give or take. You
That's
know how
fine.
fast you run through
For
the
me, it's
mission.
fine.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I feel like depending on the game, like Gears first time around, E-Day is going to take a lot longer your first time because you're experiencing everything. Once you get, it's like anything else. Like once you play through it again and you get more faster at it, and you know where the enemies are spawning from and stuff like that, you get it down to like a science almost. But yeah,
That's the beauty of Resident Evil 9 this year. Like Resident Evil 9 is long enough, but it doesn't overstay its welcome, and it's short enough that I've seen a lot of people do multiple playthroughs, and they're
Oh, yeah.
trying different things with the game because again, you don't feel like worn out by the time you get to the end of it. It's like it encourages you to go back and play it a little differently, or try different things, or try different
Yep.
weapons. Like I think if Resident
Exactly.
Evil games were 45 hours long, I don't think you'd see near as many people, one, even get to the end of the games, and two, want to replay them again.
Yeah, fuck that.
correct.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
fun to go through it fast. That's the one of the fun things about Resident Evil. After
learning,
you know where to go.
yeah, like learning it, and then you're like, oh my god, dude, the first time I did the Chronic Care Center basement, it took me like 2 hours. And then
Yeah.
you go back and
Now I
you're
could
like,
do
oh,
it
I
in
did
10
this in
minutes.
like, yeah,
Yeah,
and
I
like
love
it
that.
seems annoying at first, but then you know, even like
Bro, when I got in
Yeah.
that basement and I finally finished that basement, I was like, I'm never gonna play this game ever again because that fucking basement sucks. I played the game a million times after that, and the basement takes me like 10 minutes because I know where to go, I know what
Yeah.
to do. But the
Yeah,
first time it was
exactly.
like disorienting. It was like, fuck, man, I can't see anything. Like, what's going on with this stupid game?
yeah, and that's what's fun about it is like, you know, you're going in like all these Resident Evil games that you play through the years, and even RE4 remake, it's like you get it down to a science, like of how to get through certain parts of that game. You're like, oh, that's going to be annoying on multiple playthroughs, and then you get through it, and you're like, all right, well now I got more weapons, or I'm more maxed out on
Yeah.
my stats and stuff. It makes it fun. They have good replay value, and I think the only section I always like, it kind of is a clunker for me for RE9 is like the orphanage. Like that could have just been a cutscene maybe, because to redo that every time is a little annoying.
It's very annoying.
But that's the only part where I'm like, you guys could have added like a skip button to this or something, like
You're
because
talking about when you're sneaking past those stupid girls?
yeah,
Yeah.
and you have to do that. Oh, every single playthrough, I'm always dreading that. I'm like, this is the part where I just have to sit here and wait for them to bounce the bed, and then they go to the other one and they try it. It's like we could just add a skip button. You guys could have just put an update.
Well,
in
there's
here
a
to, like, skip
PC
this
mod
like a
to
cut.
skip that whole segment.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's why PC is going to be, you know,
Somebody slides a handgun out to the girl, and she just gets up and blows them apart.
yeah, exactly. In this modded version, it's different. You know, you're evil anyway. Who cares?
Well, what if
know?
you
But
can
yeah, it's
play?
like-
You could switch skins and have Leon have to hide under the bed. That'd be funny.
Yeah, I'm sure that's out there. That has to be out there. But yeah, I just think that games, the sweet spot, like you guys said, like Ari's in the sweet spot. I feel like even Pragmata is kind of in that. Like it wasn't too like long, and it kind of, you know, it made more sense as you kind of opened up that game and you were able to do a lot more in the combat and stuff. And you know, I'm sure Onimusha won't overstay its welcome either, because they tend to like know exactly when to pull things back in.
Basically, these days, if you want to play something long, just get yourself an RPG, and guaranteed you're into about 40 to 100 hours, like Crimson Desert, apparently.
Yeah, well, that's the
Well,
thing. Like
yeah.
they need to put the brakes on those fucking on every single game being 100 hours long. Like not every game has to be 100 hours, and they can still be a great game. So,
Yeah, I think when you do those some of those RPGs, it should give you an option right at the very start that says, "Do you wish to just go what they call it's like a condensed story mode, where you're just skipping a lot of the side tracky shit, and maybe the leveling is done a little bit different, so you don't need to have fucking super powered weapons to plow through it."
Right.
Or do you want to take the advanced route and explore everything and maximize your character levels? You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I think that would be a great option for both types of fans.
Yeah, they just
'cause
gotta.
the samurai games add up too. Like samurai, like long Souls like games, like a lot of them add up in hours, you know, and some are great, sure, like some are better than others. But like I don't know how long like Ghost to Yotai is, but like I'm sure that's one of the longer games, right? Because it's like a big cinematic kind of
God
story.
of War Ragnarok was even too fucking long. I got
Yeah, that
tired of it. I
was
like,
way.
Will this shit fucking end already? I was like, no.
And when it feels like filler,
That's
like
why
when
I
it feels
stopped
like
playing
a chore,
God of War.
Yeah,
It
that's
just
how you
didn't
know it's
fucking
not good
end,
when it
and
feels
I'm
like a
like,
chore.
I'm like annoyed. I'm like, how many times did to do shit?
Yeah, like if it felt refreshing and it didn't feel like extended DLC to whatever, you might have been more invested in it. You know what I mean? It's just like it just sucks when stuff like that falls flat, or it feels padded out for the sake of just, oh, we got to make this long. We got to make them feel like they got their money's worth, and it's
hate
like,
that.
well, it's like, well, I'd rather
I hate that
have a
too.
punchier, more efficient game, for the money that I spent versus something that
The
feels
whole
like it has
reason
to
why
just,
they
it's
made
like,
long games was to justify the price tag that you wouldn't pay in the arcades for the games. You know what I mean? Which is
oh
fine.
yeah, that's
But
a
it's
good
gone
point.
like
Yeah.
too crazy. Like you're spending like $300 million on fucking games like Spider-Man.
Battlefield 6 campaign, not a problem, baby.
Yeah, that was good.
Which one?
That was really good.
Battlefield 6. I played it, beat the campaign. It was, I don't know, maybe it took like 8 hours or something like that. Wasn't that long. Of course, I usually take my time too, trying to find the collectibles and that sort of stuff. I don't really plow through them. I don't do any of that with those games. I try to take a little bit of time and savor them, the levels, and again try to find if there's any collectibles or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or maybe slow it down because there's an achievement for doing something, stupid like blowing up the 3 fucking tanks or something, with one rock or something,
Yeah.
Like after that, as I go back, I'll try to speed it up. But my first runs are always a little more carefully placed. So I want to enjoy the game. You're spending friggin' $80-$90 on it. Like, why plow through it?
Yeah,
like
take your time.
Right?
That's that's how my dad played Battlefield last year, where he was just like, I know these games are short, so I'm just gonna savor it. Like, so he would just play like, MLB or something, and he would rotate in like levels each like week or night. And he would try to savor it because he knew they're not long. But he freaking loved Battlefield. I mean, because that was his alternative. He voted with his wallet. Call of Duty was a piece of crap. He wouldn't have liked it. I was like, just get Battlefield. And he was like, all right. And he did. And it was like one of his favorite games that he's like, this is one of the best games I ever played. Like he loved it so much. And because it's simple, it's like you can go to point A to point B. Like there's some objectives you got to do that are specific, but it's like it's simple, but you got to savor it sometimes because it's like they only come out every so often, and we're not getting another Battlefield this year, so that's just the campaign basically. So
yeah, well, they got to figure it out. What's the next topic, Frank?
We have the Xbox cuts.
We kind of talked about that already, right? So Monday.
Yep.
Monday's allegedly the day that everyone's gonna get cut, or Tuesday or something. But whatever.
The 6th.
The 6th or the 7th. It's one of them. Monday or that Tuesday. So I mean, good luck, right? Here's the thing: you need a hard reset if you want to fix this place, and hiring the lazy devs. Those days are over. No more Hugh Hefner pants and blue hair and coffee and skateboarding and yoga and eating Chinese food on the roof for fucking 2 hours at a time. No nap time, no roller coaster rides. This shit's all done. It's over.
Well, I can give you a perfect example, and I don't know how things are working with the games industry, but I can tell you my wife, right? Like, she works at this company. She goes to work each and every day. She works 8 o'clock in the morning till 5 o'clock in the afternoon. But she got a few of these people that are in her office now that seem to constantly think that it's okay to, hey, I want to work from home today.
Oh, yeah.
And they're allowing them to do it. And you know when it started? It started when that COVID shit happened, where they didn't want people, they wanted people social distancing.
Right.
So, of course, back then it was like, well, if you feel like you need to work from home or whatever, go ahead. It was a little bit of a different scenario.
Yeah.
So now they're back. We're not in COVID anymore, and all of a sudden they just seem to think that, oh, I should just work from home. Like, all fine and dandy, but here's the thing: like, how much work do you really feel that anybody's getting from a work from home scenario? I know a lot of these devs are still doing that too. They're what do you call it? Like, what's the word for it? You're contracting out, or you got a certain contingent of people still working from a certain area. Unless you're supervised, can you guarantee that you're putting in like a full hour, like the full day's work. You know what I mean?
Right.
No, they're slacking off.
Well, if they're slacking off in the office, they got to be slacking off out of the office. And again, we're not saying that that's for everyone, but unfortunately, that's what happened with Microsoft and their studios. A lot of the studios took advantage, and they're going to be paying the price.
It can't be a coincidence, right? Like if you look at the pacing of some of the studios prior to Xbox acquisition, they were putting out several games. And then as soon as Microsoft buys them, all of a sudden, every game was like either delayed or went from an average of 3-year development cycle to 5 and 6. You know what I mean? It's like something's
Yeah,
weird.
because they were
here, and
milking
then,
them
of
for the
course,
money.
and then all of a sudden, like this person is leaving, and this person got fired, and this person's going. So like all of their big wigs and all of the studios, you know, starting with the Halo stuff with Bonnie Ross, and then it was that Lee guy, and then it was a trickle down effect, and then there was just a shit like, you know, when there's, like you said, you know, if you step in enough shit, you know, if it looks like shit and it smells like shit, it must be shit, right? Like I think that's where we're going with that. Like something's amiss, and it's got to be obvious. Tim's kind of said there was definitely managerial issues, and I think it goes through a lot of it. You know, Pete Hines leaves right after basically Bethesda gets brought over. It's like, you know, like I said, I think they just got complacent. A lot of these studios just thought they had the open checkbook, and Microsoft was going to support them no matter what. And then by the time they brought out products, they just weren't that good. Like obviously, if you are going to take 5 or 6 years, your shit better be fucking on point. And then you bring it out, and it's like you go, that's all you got. Like even you look at I got to go back to Sea of Thieves. After all that time development, Sea of Thieves launched with how much content? Like next to nothing. Next to nothing. They had to add it after what, fucking 10 years of adding shit. The game actually is like, wow, it's pretty cool. But it was not very cool when it came out. I remember how barren and shitty that game was. It was kind of like, yeah, I get why this is cool, but like that's what you guys got after all this. Well, you had the really cool water. I'll give you that. You guys are the coolest water looking in any video game ever. But the graphics weren't even something like, wow, these graphics are just like blowing my mind. No, it's like, what the frig? You know, Kraken was even missing like its body. Like, what the fuck? Who greenlit this shit? You know, like that's just one example of a studio that used to be pedigree that turned into like, I don't know what. I don't know. I'm done ranting. But there's something amiss, man, with all their studios.
Yeah, and again, it's not fun to see people lose their jobs or anything, but it is what it is, man. This is business. This is how it works. And I say that as somebody who, you know, we all have families and parents and you know, siblings. They all work in other fields of like just jobs. And this happens to them as well. This is nothing. I don't know why people feel bad for the developers like they're fucking Sarah McLachlan animals locked in cages. I don't get it. It's like, guys, this is life. People get fired. They get laid off. They get furloughed. They get all this shit happening to them. It's not fun. It's not cool.
Guys are complaining about crunch. It's like, how the fuck are you any cruncher? You guys have had a fucking decade to make this game.
That's what I'm saying.
Where the fuck is the crunch?
Like, come on, guys. Listen, remember the Halo 2 Collector's Edition? There was that second DVD on the disc. On the second disc, there was a DVD where it showed Bungie crunching their asses off to make the Halo 2 release date. And Microsoft back then told them, it's hitting this date. You're not getting a push. So here's all the money you need. Here's a fucking pizza. Stay here. Do what you got to do. And they were playing volleyball and all that, eating pizza. The guy even said, we haven't seen the sun in 6 weeks or whatever because they were inside. Like, that's what you got to do to get the game done. So, and that's what these studios, I think, took advantage, and they're going to pay for it now. But the only good thing that comes out of all the layoffs is that there will be people that put their money where their mouth is, and they'll create new independent studios, and then that helps the industry grow. We've seen that time and time again. So we'll see it again, and I think that's even better. Because sometimes when it's too big, you can't get done. But you're going to see the people that really do give a shit about games put their money where their mouth is and open a studio.
Yeah.
Well, and also
sometimes,
too, if they get bought up, some of these studios, they have a lot more at stake
Chrono, what's
when
up?
it's just them. So they'll be able to produce more, when it's their money on the line and it's their thing,
Yeah, absolutely. Then you'll see them working. They won't be taking yoga breaks and fucking farting when they should be coding games and shit like that. Like, I'm sick of this shit.
I think a lot of the devs think, oh, well, it's like an art form. And it's like, yeah, you can have
You're not an
passion and
artist,
be
okay? You
artistic,
go to
but
work and you do your fucking job, all right? I don't want to hear this shit.
yeah, you still need to produce content and make money. You're trying to make
A
money.
guy that
You're not
paints your
just doing
house,
it
he's
for
not going to
fun.
fucking flaunt around in a little fucking outfit dancing around your house. Ooh, I'm an artist. He's just going to go to your fucking house and paint the walls and go home.
Right. And you could take pride in that, but you still
He'll
have to
take
do
a lunch
something.
break for like a half an hour and then he'll finish painting. He's not going to be like, oh, I need a lunch break for 2.5 hours and I'll come back and fuck this shit.
And I can tell you this, and this is a guarantee, okay? You got a great studio like Insomniac. They're very revered in the industry. They're certainly one of the more premier studios, right?
Yeah.
But is everything guaranteed to success, even when you're a successful studio? And that is no.
No.
Because I'm going to put this one up for you. Remember a little game that Insomniac did called Sunset Overdrive?
Yeah. Wow. I had that game at the shop.
Right? The game was phenomenal. But
Yes.
it didn't certainly set the world on fire in terms of sales. Why? Because one, it was a new IP. And two, it was obviously an exclusive for the lesser selling console at the time. But what changed their fortunes? It wasn't the fact that Spider-Man was a whole lot of a better game than Sunset Overdrive. The thing was with Spider-Man that guaranteed their success was it was a big IP. It was based around a universal property that anybody and everybody basically loves. So that kind of got them out of the show. Imagine if they didn't do Spider-Man and they made 2 or 3 more games that were all pretty much on the ilk of Sunset Overdrive. Do you think Insomniac is still employed today, or you think those guys are in the toilet? This is what I'm saying with Naughty Dog. Just because you made The Last of Us and those games were critically acclaimed, you're only as good as your latest game. And
D, what's up, buddy?
You want to keep making like bullshit games, and you want to keep making all these new IPs because you think they're cool. Well, you better be able to back it up, because the fans aren't going to fall for it. Like, basically, I'm just saying this: studios don't have the right to make whatever the fuck they always want. If I'm paying you to make something, like if I walk in and you're a decent studio and I'm saying I'm going to pay you to make the next Conquer, you better fucking make the next Conquer. You don't get to say, nah, we really don't feel like making that because we want to make a passion project. We want to make a fucking game about a spaghetti noodle with a handgun. That's not how this shit works.
I know.
I think you only get a very little bit of leverage in this game industry. I think, like, look what Bungie is now, right? Bungie thought they could do no wrong. And now I bet you they're sitting there now wishing they had made another Halo game.
Yeah. No, I know. The minute that they did Destiny, I was like, okay, I played the beta or whatever. I thought it was all right. Then I bought the game and I'm like, this is what they fucking made? Destiny? This is the first one? This is what they made? I don't even know what the fuck is happening in this game. And the enemies are respawning. And then Frank and Ludwin and all these guys bought the game physically. I bought it digital like an idiot. And a week later, I was like, hey, you guys want to play? And they're like, oh, we traded it in already. A week. And I was like, well, I got fucking stuck with the bag here. So, fucking Bungie and Destiny. Fuck Bungie. Bungie doesn't know shit. You know what? They started with Marathon. They're ending with Marathon. So fuck them. I hope Sony fucking they fired half the people there anyway.
They thought they were too big for Xbox and
Yeah.
too big for Microsoft.
That's
and
right.
Here they are now, basically fighting for their fucking lives.
And Microsoft didn't do any better with Halo, but you know what? If Bungie would have stuck around, they would have made better Halo games to this day.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Totally.
They needed each other, and Bungie got the short end of the stick because Bungie doesn't have the money, but Bungie was also being an asshole. They had their own ego. They were like, we could do no wrong, like Noof said, and that was it. They did themselves in. It's all bad karma. They got to reset all this shit for everybody and just get them out of here. Hopefully Microsoft can figure it out. I have faith in this lady. Because here's the thing, guys. Here's everyone. Ooh, they're cutting the studios. They're dead, whatever. Here's the thing. I don't think everyone remembers what her goal is. Her goal is to become the CEO of Microsoft. So how is she going to achieve that if she can't get Xbox back on point? She's going to do everything she can to make this brand number one so that within the next 10 years, she can replace Satya as the CEO of the company. So that's the ultimate prize here. So she's not coming in here to dick around like Phil Spencer and pull his dick out and shit in his pants or whatever the fuck he was doing over there.
Well, it's much like the gaming thing that we talked about earlier, right? Like at this point in time, you had to put a sort of aside your selfish pride. You know, nobody likes to see the layoffs. Nobody wants to see the studio closures,
right?
But they happen to be part of the business, like it or not. And obviously, you know, there's definitely a bigger onus and a bigger gamble with gaming today's because things are taking so long and costing far more money. So every game is a far bigger risk for every company that owns them, and nobody likes to bleed money. And I don't care how rich or poor you are, nobody just likes to basically burn their bucks.
Absolutely not. They do not want to burn shit.
Nobody does.
I know people that have money, and believe me, they are the cheapest people on the planet Earth. You know why? Because that's how they got rich.
That's how they got rich. So, again, it's putting the horse before the cart. And I'm all for the health of Microsoft and Xbox as a whole.
Yes.
Over being like, oh, I really don't want this studio to go. Like, I'm pretty sure a lot of those really talented dev people will end up at another studio, or perhaps the studios get bought. I think there's definitely lots of promise with some of their projects. But at the end of the day, man, like Microsoft is in a shitty situation and they have to make some serious cuts. It really sucks, but they're not the only people doing. People act like Microsoft's the only people doing this. Every industry and every company's been basically doing the same shit. It's all across the board. It's like Google's been doing it.
Everyone's being replaced with AI eventually.
Everywhere. Because they got too much money during the COVID years. They overinflated budgets. They hired way too many people, and then the bubble burst.
Yep.
And now we're back to square one. I saw that with my industry. The biking industry went absolutely ballistic. And guess what? Now everybody got too many bikes, can't sell them. There you go. Right?
Yeah, no, that's very true. It's crazy. What are any other topics, Frank?
The only other thing. We talked about the GTA stuff. We didn't really talk about the price hikes, but I mean, it is what it is with the Xbox. It's going up in price again.
Yeah, August 1st, it's going up to $800, which will lead Sony to eventually be $800, and then the Pro will be, I think, $1,000, $1,100. That's why I mentioned earlier, these fucking Sony guys are stupid, saying the PS6 is going to be $799. Go fuck yourself. You're stupid.
Yeah, I can't believe like somebody's letting these guys get away with charging this much for RAM and shit like that. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, unfortunately, they're all in on it over here on this side. So I mean, it's just not
there
gonna.
Should be some kind of an injunction, or somebody needs to step in and get this straightened out because it's stupid, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane. Like I said earlier, like the fact that like my Series X that I spent, $499 plus tax on is now $800 plus tax. It doesn't make any sense, really.
Makes zero sense.
It's bad for retailers. It's bad for the companies got to make these machines. And then, of course, if you can't sell consoles, you're selling less games. Yep. It's just a trickle-down effect of bullshit. And the only one that's going to win is obviously the people that are making those RAM chips, the suppliers. But everybody else is getting screwed over for it. Well, like someone said the other day, we're spending all this money on AI so people can make stupid cat videos of them dancing? Like, what the fuck?
True.
Yeah.
It's very true.
Yeah, it's a shame, and like that's why it's such a weird like time to be in the middle of this gen and all this stuff happening, and like I don't really think a gen has like inverted in on itself like this one has. So, like, it's just been completely like, oh, yeah, cool. We finally have these consoles. I can play these games in whatever resolution and frame rate. And then it was like, yeah, but it's going to be attached with, like, a bunch of bullshit. And
yeah, we didn't know that going in. We thought it was going to be better than last gen.
Maybe Xbox, Sony, and Nintendo get together and fucking make an actual RAM company for their own shit.
Well,
Yeah, but that would require working together, and it's more for them and less for everyone else. You know what I mean? They're gonna be like, oh man, we're gonna take this bag of money and do what we want with it. Fuck sharing, fuck teaming up. That's how these corporations think.
That's the thing, though. A lot of these companies are not really in a position to do that, and again,
Elon, you got lots of money, man. Just go build a RAM company for these guys. There you go. Get rid of those stupid suppliers on the other end of the world.
Yeah, you would basically just need infinite amount of money to even.
Well, the problem with him is he's buying all the RAM from these places because he's putting all that shit in his data centers. So I mean, that's the thing. Like,
everyone's got.
We're kind of fucked right now. Yeah, as regular people, we're kind of fucked.
You're the ones getting rammed.
Nobody's got a clean finger right now because everybody's got them 3 inches up everyone's ass.
Yeah, that's basically it. It's like everyone's got their hand in the bowl basically, and it's less for everyone else basically. Yeah, it sucks. It really does, and the timing sucks, and the prices suck, and just like everything about it. Like Perry said earlier, like we're trying to just enjoy the games, and like the stuff that we get that's great, we really enjoy it. But it's like when it's surrounded by a bunch of drama and a bunch of like, just making it expensive, getting like literally priced out, whether it's subscription based or just gaming. So
2026 is the year that Newfonomics died.
Yeah.
I can't afford to sell them and trade them anymore because things are getting too bloody expensive.
Yeah, but me and Perry did Newfonomics because we've been
but I didn't
selling stuff.
I sold extras. I didn't sell my only. You know what I mean? I sold 5 of them last month, and I bought fucking 6 of them. So there you go.
Yeah. So for those that don't know, it's a term that was coined obviously through mooch and crap. But how it worked with me is I would, I get kind of bored with the system and I'd sell it, and then I'd basically take that money from the sale and I'd buy another system. And then I'd kind of be like, oh, well, I wish I hadn't got rid of that system. So I'd trade a bunch of shit and sell it. Like, I wasn't spending a lot of my own money. Most of the time, like, I'd always have enough games or something to kind of repay for what I put back in. I'm always losing out, but that's how it was. It's kind of like I'm always switching.
Right.
Yeah.
Remember, Perry was like, bolt your Series X to the floor.
I mean, I think in the Xbox 360 generation, I think I probably had like, I must have had like 6 or 7 systems or whatever, and, like Shamo, I don't know if he's still in the chat, but Shamo's probably had about like, I think he's on his 6th Series X already, but he doesn't sell one and buy it. Like, he just sells stuff because he's getting bored or whatever and doesn't play it, and then he'll sell it. Right. And then he just gets the money, spends it on whatever else, and then we'll buy another one down the road because he's like, he wants to play games again.
Right.
So whereas I would just sell or trade my shit to get the other system, and then I basically end up trading something else to get, it's just like a constant in one door, out the other. That's kind of how Newfonomics work.
I think we're all going to bolt everything to the floor now because nobody's buying anything or getting rid of it.
No, I still that GameStop credit, and I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to use it for. If I'm going to use it now or later, but that's it.
Yeah.
I'm done.
To any of my Canadian friends and people in the chat, if you are still looking to pick up a Series X and you're seeing one on sale, I would say if it's under $500, go for it, because back in 2020, $500 would have been a lot for a used console, but now that's actually not a bad deal. So, because otherwise you're going to be paying like $800-900 for an Xbox One X in a couple of months here. So,
absolutely ridiculous that's even a thing.
That's even a thing. Yep. Yeah, you think at this time you've been buying a used Series X or Series X up in Canada for like, $250 or $300 maybe, but now you're like, you're gonna buy one used for more than they were new.
Yep. That happened to me. I bought 2 of them at Target for after tax. I mean, it was like $5.90 or whatever, but I got it for like $5.48 or $5.45 or something. Mm-hmm. So I paid like $45 over what I would have paid back in 2020. Or even a year ago.
Still there. He said he hasn't sold it. No, I give him credit. This is the longest he's gone in a long time without actually selling one. So kudos to him on that.
I don't think he's going to sell it ever again.
Shamonomics.
Shamonomics, yeah.
J Schmo.
J Schmo.
She's gonna break into his house, I'm telling you. gonna
That's
happen.
the difference between selling stuff and Nufanomics. So if Nufanomics was a woman, I'd sell my woman to get another woman to only turn around and trade that woman for the same woman I had. Whereas the other way of regular economics is you just sell one thing and just get a brand new thing, and that's it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's more than that.
Yeah. Crazy world we live in, man.
Yeah. It's freaking nuts.
Yeah.
Now I know how old people feel. You just wake up one day and it's a strange, scary world where everything's backwards and systems are going up after being out for years and there's no more games, physical.
Well, it sucks for the people that held out for so long and they're not even going to get a good deal. They got the people that waited got fucked.
Yeah, for the first time ever. It's always the other
Which
way
is
around.
why I tell people, always strike while the iron's hot, and everyone's like, and then they don't do it, and then forget it.
Yeah.
Noof would be able to hear me from where he is. Oh, man.
She's going to use her ass to bust the door down.
You like Jennifer Lopez, eh? Well, I'd take Jennifer Lawrence. That's my squeeze.
Good old J-Lo.
J-Lo versus J-La.
Oh,
It's kind of crazy. Like, I don't know. I just think that, like, if
no, go
these
ahead.
reports are true about this thing running in 30 GTA, man, that's gonna be fucking terrible.
Yeah, and I don't know what I'm gonna do. I mean, she's gonna buy it because she doesn't.
Yeah, my dad's gonna buy it regardless. Like, he's
So
just gonna
if
get
she
it.
buys it, I'm gonna game share with her. But if she buys it on Sony, fuck it. I'm not even gonna really play it because I don't game share with her on Sony. I don't game share at all on Sony.
That's probably the last thing they're actually working on right now. They're probably like still trying to like make sure that the game runs at 60, and they're not announcing it until they feel like 100% that it's solid and compatible across all versions.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, I would
Man.
imagine this game is probably like at this point it's got to be fucking like done or really, really close to done.
Yeah.
Imagine with 6 months to go, you're pretty much in that phase now. It's like basically the bug testing and performance optimization, and that would be it. I would imagine at this point for a game of that size.
I
especially
hope
if it
so.
went from May to November release date. Like, hopefully
Especially
they're
for
just like, let's
$100,
give
it
her
better
some-
not come out broken. Holy fuck! Can you imagine if there's like a big problem with that game day one?
Imagine if there was the online problem that back then that happened on the 360. If that happened, like, people forgave that because they're like, oh, it's okay, it's on the PS3 and the 360. And at that point, it was like, it was September of 2013, so it was 2 months shy of that current gen ending when GTA 5 came out, and it was October of 2013 when they launched the online. A month later, I don't think they're putting this out so soon. I think it's just single player at first.
Yeah.
But that was a crazy, like, botched online experience the first couple days. Then it fixed itself and it was fine. But yeah, they fixed that shit real quick.
They're doing everything for their quarterly financials. So next quarter, I'm sure the quarter after it comes out, I'm sure online will be announced. And then you got to wait till the next quarter for it to actually come out.
And do they charge you more for it?
Yeah. Are they going to charge $50 for online? Like, what are they doing? What are we doing here? And how much will the game be then?
That's why they said it's a single player experience, because they don't want you to ever think you're getting that included. You're paying for that.
Yeah, well, they got to figure shit out because I might have to fucking wait for this one and see how it turns out. Because that's a lot of money, man. It's not like it's a $60 game or something. You could be like, all right. And I know people are like, whoa, it's $89.99. Like, yeah, but I'm not doing that. If I buy it, I'll buy the $100 one. But it's got to be up to my standard. If not, I'll wait for the next generation, or I'll wait for the PC version, whenever the fuck that comes out.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Any questions in the chat room before we head out? I'll give you guys a chance to ask a question if you have any questions for Noof. Well, Noof,
What a good episode, but a depressing episode.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it was fun discussing it. It just sucks that it's such a bummer of a news, like, you know.
It sucks that we're here, like doing all this. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
yeah,
like what we're saying is actually reality, kind of thing.
I mean, it's a sign of the times. Like I said, like we all expect this to come eventually. Like we all know it's there. We've been saying for a while. Like we've been saying, how much longer before the consoles completely go all digital? And of course, when the Series S came out, was all digital, and then we saw Xbox go with the One or the Series X all digital console, and then Sony decides to do the Slims, and then they made a digital version only. It's like they're putting it out there. The writing is kind of on the wall. I think that's the hardest part. You know, it's reality eventually kicks you in the teeth, but it's not just the announcement. It's kind of like, you know, like what happens. There's a lot of uncertainty here, and I think if these choices were all made for the benefit of the gamers overall, we probably wouldn't have an issue. But we all know that this does not, none of this stuff benefits us. This is only something to benefit the publishers here, that will work in their favor to ultimately, like you said, pull a Netflix, get really big, and then screw us completely over by just price fixing and gouging everything to hell. And I think that's what scares us all is, you know, preservation is gone, collectability is gone, prices go through the roof, subscriptions become the norm, and basically we're living in some kind of frigged up game utopia. This stuff should be simple, easy, and fun, and now it's turning into nothing but, like, you know, just a crazy ass money racket. Look, it's always been about making money, but it wasn't like this like a couple of generations ago. It seemed like there was a lot of good competition. Everybody was striving to make each other better. You know, we saw back in the day when sports games were made by multiple publishers and how they pushed each other to get better, and gamers got rewarded by the competition pushing each other to get better. You know,
Right.
Sony pushed Xbox hard, you know, around 2018, 2019, when they were bringing out those big AAA games that were scoring well, and then Xbox kind of fumbled the ball, and it's kind of goes back and forth, and that's cool. You know, there's those lows with the ups and the downs, but right now I feel like it just feels like we're the ones getting screwed like every which way we turn. Like, and again, we're so gullible to a way, we're all guilty of it. So I'm not going to look and point at one finger, because we're all guilty of it. We're all guilty of one FOMO shit. We're all guilty of overpaying more often than not because we want to have the latest and greatest. And there's a lot of us, if money is not really an object, are willing to pay or find ways to attain it. You know, that's again where you see these companies now talking about using those payment plans, you know, over 6 to 12 months, which again, if consoles are going to be super expensive next gen, that's going to be a huge factor in anything selling, because without that, they're DOA for a lot of people. A lot of, you know, these families and people looking to get into a console are not going to have $1,200 and $1,500 just kicking around to drop on a whim. Not to mention the games are going to be costing like $90-$100, maybe more.
Right.
So we just keep taking it in the butt here. You know what I mean? It's like no end in sight, and it's refreshing when you know when you get like a company that actually does something that's good, and they do it out of the, because they feel it's the right thing to do, and you don't see a lot of that. I'm just trying to think of a recent example where I know that somebody did something cool. It was like, oh wow, that game was a lot less. Better price than we thought, you know, because they're like, yeah, you know what, like we're going to do well with this game.
Star Fox.
Yeah, Star Fox is $49.99.
So where they could charge you the full amount, but they go, you know what, we're going to charge you like, well, you know, like Xbox was kind of cool with a consumer friendly thing when they did the Gears of War Ultimate Edition, right? When they brought out the Ultimate Edition for the Xbox One X, you know, they didn't charge us full price for a game that largely was remade, had extra content. And to top it all off again, when Reloaded came out, they gave the people that bought the Ultimate Edition that version for free too, right?
Yep.
That doesn't happen much anymore. That shit's like few and far between. I know it's not a big deal to a lot of people, but still, that's something you don't see a lot of companies do, is like give you the free upgrades or give you the extra stuff without charging you an arm and a leg, you know?
It's something at least, right?
The fact that the Gears Reloaded shit even happened under the last regime is insane to me, to be honest with you. But I'm happy we got it, you know. I'm happy they did it the way they did it. Because yeah, I kind of felt like your stuff was at least honored a little bit, you know, your past purchase, because it really was just an updated Ultimate Edition for Gears, right? So
Yeah.
it was only appropriate for them to do that. But it's like it's a rare occurrence. You know, it doesn't happen as
No.
often. You know.
Yeah, too bad the new Halo campaign involved is not like less for Xbox players or people that have, basically have a record of all the Halos on file on their console, right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Get it a little less money
Which-
because we're diehard Halo fans, and
They have a well, I guess Richard was asking this question. I don't know if you guys caught it about do you think Sony will get sued for building an illegal monopoly, trapping games on their store and selling them for inflated prices? There are a few lawsuits going on at the moment.
Yeah, I think they'll be found, and these lawsuits are in the UK where they have where they have laws against this shit. I think they'll pay a fine or whatever and either get away with it or they'll have to change their regulations in the UK. But that's not really going to affect us here. I wish it would, but who the hell knows? Maybe I'm wrong.
Do you think in the future though they might do you think they'll deliberately inflate the prices because it's like, all right, you can only get it on the storefront?
They already are. They're already doing it.
Yeah.
You can't buy their games on CD keys or anything. You can buy Xbox games on there because they allow it, but
Yeah. Sony keys are not even
Sony
there.
locks it down to the store, and soon you'll need the console just to buy Sony games. I know you can buy them on the website right
they're
now.
getting off of PC, so you can't even get them on PC at this point. So.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's dangerous to play with the fire over here because these companies don't give a shit. They'll run roughshod on you, and we're starting to see that now.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Really is. Is a crazy chainsaw sound? Yeah, it was nice having that with the haptic feedback, but you know what? I want Xbox to live, so I'll deal with it on Xbox. Movie theaters are on their last legs too. Why are we showing less? Yeah. You talk to him about that real quick, Ant, before we go. Movie theaters.
Yeah, I think movie theaters have to sell merch now to stay afloat. You notice that, Noof, about the popcorn buckets and the questionable Supergirl cup that looked like something else.
Yeah, it looked like a dick.
Oh, that was real.
And that was real. That was real. It was 100% real.
But when you look at it, it's like, what the?
The guy. Do
Yeah.
you see a picture of the guy holding it? I was like, come on. Like,
Yeah, it's crazy because I saw somebody who reviewed the movie and he was a dickhead and he bought it for $30 just for the meme, basically. And I was like, wow, there's no way that's real, and it was. But they basically have to stay afloat with merch, popcorn buckets, and I like
Why
the ones
the fuck
by
are
me,
they?
at least.
You know how annoying that sound? Popcorn buckets. Like, just call it a popcorn thing. Like, what are you bucket for?
Yeah,
I
Now
know.
I gotta hear
Well, you
this
know what
shit
the
all day
problem is,
long?
Perry, is they have like tin buckets and then they have regular buckets and then they also have like
Don't call it a
limited edition
goddamn
cups.
bucket. Call it a cup.
Yeah. Well, the thing is they have cups. The cups are
When
limited.
you go to bucket,
right
sounds
next
like
to the bucket.
fucking Cletus is going to the movie theaters.
Bucket.
Jesus Christ.
I took my bucket.
You gotta see that latest movie? Oh my god! Yeah, I watched that one about the sheep detective. That one looked pretty good.
Oh man.
The problem with them is like you basically also have to sign up for their subscription service. Not a subscription service, but it is. It's basically like a monthly thing and it makes things cheaper, but that's also how they have to stay afloat, you know? So yeah, I had to find the one that still works for me, the theater that I still like, but it's like one. And if that one ever goes, then it's gonna suck because I don't like AMC by default. Because a lot of the AMCs around here suck. So you got to find the right theater. I still like going, but it is expensive. But like
you guys
I do.
have Cineplex Odeons down there. Is that what it is?
No, we have Cinemarks, AMCs. We have Regal, United Artists, which is owned by Regal.
Yeah.
That's what we have over here in Jersey specifically. It's probably different. We don't have a lot of local multiplexes anymore because they're gone. That was my favorite, when I was a kid, like the local multiplex. But Yeah, all of them are gone. They either got knocked down or now they're AMC's. And AMC, I heard they have a pretty sweet like yearly thing where if you pay for it, it's like cheaper tickets or something like that, or cheaper whatever. But I haven't looked into it. I like Cinemark, that's where I go. But um, yeah, it's basically just gimmicks to sell more merch and stuff. There's blankets and shit.
Well,
You know,
like there's a lot of problems in the movie. They've got a lot more problems, I think, than the games industry because, I mean, one, I think the movie industry right now is really searching hard for the next bona fide sort of action stars or people, and they don't seem to have them like our generation did. When you had all those people like Stallones, the Van Dams, the
like stars.
the Arnold Schwarzeneggers and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, and now it feels like the generations that are coming up through, they're lost. They don't really have somebody that seems to be like they're trying to put a lot of riding on Glenn Powell right now, but I don't know if he's it or not. His Running Man movie came out and friggin' tanked. That's another
Which
thing.
is a shame because I like Edgar Wright, but I feel like he
Yeah.
took on that remake and it was gonna be, it just was gonna be like compared so much to the original that
Mhm.
I still haven't seen it, but I heard like it just kind of fell flat. But it's just you can't really like someone like Jason Statham. He's in like 1,000 movies, and I don't mind him, but he's not like he's already been around for 20 plus years at this point. You know what I mean?
But that's part of his problem too. Like Jason Statham sort of like turning into like the modern day Steven Seagal, where he's just in so much, and it's all sort of like very
The
similar.
same shit, yeah.
You kind of can't remember one
The
movie from the other.
beekeeper,
You're like,
the
"Oh, no,
working man, and
he
you're like,
literally
wait,
like, acts like the same dude. Like he in almost every movie, he's a kind of a dude getting revenge on people. That's it. You know what I mean? His roles aren't varied. Now, if you want the still the oldest and most bona fide superstar is my favorite actor, and that's Tom Cruise. Some people hate him, but that's besides. But like Tom Cruise can still bring in numbers.
that's true.
But you know what? Even Tom's had to resort back to going back to franchises that obviously like going back to Top Gun, something that could bring in the older crowd for nostalgia and still be catchy enough with the new crowd, and which is what you saw with Top Gun Maverick. But the way I look at movie theaters now, like I haven't been in them a whole lot. The last movie I actually saw was Superman last summer, and I almost wanted to see Supergirl, and then after all the stuff that's been coming out, I'm like, yeah, I think I can wait on this one. Just doesn't look all that great, and apparently it's getting reviewed pretty
Yeah,
bad.
people said that there's just too
So-
much like needle drop moments, like where it's like, all right, we're gonna dedicate this whole scene to a song, like it does that Guardians of the Galaxy thing, and I feel like the needle drop stuff, while it can work sometimes, like maybe this wasn't the right vibe for Supergirl. Like maybe you didn't have to make it like this, like I don't know, like it had a certain aesthetic apparently, and I heard that like it does a little bit things differently from the comics and stuff like that, but it seems more like a rental. But I think that movies like Obsession, which I've been putting over since I saw it, is a good reason to go to the theater. To actually, the fact that it made more money than Mandalorian, that it made an impact, from a small independent film with $750,000 budget, and it makes almost 400 million from YouTubers that basically do comedy sketches. So it's like it just shows you that like maybe now they're going to be looking for like these like indie lo-fi kind of people to pull from, because some of the major franchises are just being, because Obsession is like, well, the whole concept could have been done in different movies before. It's an original idea. It's not a franchise that's been beat to the ground. And that's what we need. We need fresh ideas. Just like the gaming industry, we need fresh ideas. Stuff like Obsession really worked because of that. I liked Backrooms as well. I felt that was really well done. But it's all new ideas, or it's based off like something else. You know what I mean? But that's what we have to look for, because some of these like superhero, DC, Marvel stuff, like it only goes so far, and sometimes only a few of them are like actually decent. So I don't know. That's what's gonna bring me
Yeah,
into
but
a
you know what?
theater.
The movie industry too, like they're trying to chase trends and they're so tone deaf, right? And a perfect example of tone deaf is here was, The Rock does Black Adam. They bring Henry Cavill back in for that cameo at the end of Superman. Clearly, if you look at things online, people wanted Henry Cavill back as Superman, like in a worst way. And the first thing they do is they go and sign him for another Superman movie. and then fucking James Gunn fucking comes in and shits in his bed and fucking gets rid of him, and I'm like, I don't know, man. Maybe you guys really like David fucking Fart Sweat or whatever, but man, that's just not it. That fucking no, man. Cavill is the best thing that happened since Christopher Reeve, in my opinion, and I love the Zack Snyder take on his movie, especially Zack Snyder's Justice League. Man, that deserves to be finished. A lot of fans will stand behind me. Maybe some people disagree. I'm not the hugest comic book guy, so I don't have a lot of stuff to kind of go standing toe to toe with how accurately this is to a comic and the canon and all that shit. But I just thought, Cavill, he's the epitome of, and I guess he probably is one of the closest we have to a great superstar. He's got the look, he's got the physique. The fans like him. He's an actual nerd at heart too. He actually pays attention to the content. He's a big reason why The Witcher went downhill, because he actually was pissed off with the way the writing was taking that show. Was not cohesive with the books and stuff like that. So I don't know, man. James Gunn, just to me, he's just killing the DC stuff right now, and the other movies he's got planned, oh boy. Don't think he's gonna have too many hits.
That's the thing. Besides Batman or Superman, can we name any other DC film? I was just another stream earlier. They were mentioning that. What's another DC film that was actually good? That isn't Batman, or that isn't Superman. You know what I mean? It's or the few Superman movies, because not all of them are great.
No, there hasn't. It's been a lot of junk.
It's a shame.
It's a shame.
Because Joker would technically count, because that's still Batman universe. I like Joker, the first one. But that's still
Aquaman
Batman.
Wasn't bad, I suppose. Aquaman was probably one of the better ones.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of...
The Flash was disappointing. The only reason I even cared to see The Flash was Michael Keaton.
Yeah. Yep.
And Michael Keaton got fucked because they actually greenlit Batman Beyond with Michael Keaton and Michelle Pfeiffer returning as Catwoman. But James Gunn came in and said, nobody wants Michael Keaton. They got rid of it. So
yeah, unfortunately, when he came
Michael Keaton would have been a bigger draw. That movie would have done better than any of the shit those guys have put out.
Oh, fuck yeah. Michael Keaton and Michelle Pfeiffer getting back together on screen for those two roles. Forget about it. Holy shit.
Dude.
Richard said Wonder Woman. I like the Wonder Woman film.
Wonder Woman was
I haven't
good.
seen that. Oh my God, I haven't seen that.
The first one was good. That 84 movie was garbage.
I don't think I saw 84, but I saw the first one from, what was it, 2017?
Don't worry. Don't ruin your memory of it. Trust me. I watched 84 and it was it's such a joke compared to the first one.
Yeah, it's a shame, man, because the first one set up stuff really well, and I don't know why 84 just kind of missed me. I didn't even I think I saw the ads for it, but I heard it didn't do well, and that was it. That was the end of that. It's a shame.
Yeah, DC's making a Clayface movie now. Seriously. Okay, so it's a movie with Clayface. So is there going to be a hero in it, or are we just going to watch this guy that goes around looking like a fucking Play-Doh and poop mixed together? What the fuck?
I don't know what I really don't know what their plan is with trying.
I just don't see people swamping the theaters to watch Clayface. You're going to get a few people that obviously adore that villain in the comics, but do you see the masses showing up to that?
Not really. Let me see what I want to check to see what the budget is for this. Okay, $40 million budget. Interesting. So that means they got it. Yeah, that's another thing too. Not every single movie has to be 200, 300 million, $400 million in budget. What the fuck? It's absolutely insane. Some of the budgets. I understand superhero movies are going to be superhero movies, but no wonder why all these movies get canned, or they don't get sequels, or they try. It's just because you're setting these impossible numbers to actually make money. So I don't know. It's kind of fucked up.
Sounds messed up.
But I haven't seen all the DC stuff in the past decade, but I'm sure if I watched them, it probably wouldn't be as, I'd probably have a lot more better things to say about some of the Marvel outputs, and I'm not even a big fan of every single Marvel thing out there either. But
The new Spider-Man's looking pretty cool. I mean, excited.
Yeah,
for that.
I'm excited for Spider-Man. Spider-Man, I'll always turn up for. Spider-Man and Batman, infinitely. I'm always going to be curious to see what they end up doing. And obviously, this is following the last
But,
one.
that's the funny thing, right? Like, then this is the funny part. They always get these writers and they make these shitty scripts. But yet, if you look through the comics, you look through the history, comics alone, and some of even the graphic novels have enough content that would have made great movies. Like, I mean, heck, you could have even made like a friggin' Batman movie around Arkham Asylum, almost page by page from the game, and it would have made a better movie. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, how did you get this stuff so wrong when the content is right in front of their face for fantastic movies?
It's just because you have people.
Star Wars. Timothy
Yeah.
Zahn wrote some of the best Star Wars books ever. Did you think they used his content? No, they went and got these stupid writers and made a mockery of a fucking legendary franchise.
That's true. Very true.
Yeah, and you just have people tinkering with fucking everything, like, like producers and people putting their input in, and I think things get so far away from, the source material, and yeah, I don't know. It just did like, you're trying to follow because I know like we were just talking about DC, like they're trying to do this whole like chapter one. They're it's basically like phases. They're not
Clay
calling it
dick.
phases, but like they're because then you have Superman, you have Supergirl, which just came out. Clayface comes out in October. Then you got Man of Tomorrow, which is the Superman sequel, which is next July. And then you have The Brave and the Bold. And then you're going to have Swamp Thing.
Oh, I'm
and
down
then you're
for
going to
Swamp
have
Thing.
the next one. And then you're going to have the third Wonder Woman film. So it's like we
I
have
miss
this
that
whole
guy.
lineup of things.
Christ.
We have these source materials that, again, like you said, like you could probably pull from the stuff. It's right there. Can you keep it together? Are you, because he's calling it, chapter one, right? So it's like they're trying to make these like this like reboot of these DC things. And it's like, do you have a consistent universe that you can build? Because the one thing that, the phases with Marvel, there's like 6 phases, I think now. We're in the 6th one. And some were done a lot better than others. And they definitely have some balls to step up and say, yeah, we're going to do our own version of that. Apparently, it's called Gods and Monsters Films. Chapter 1, Gods and Monsters Films. That's literally what it says.
Yeah.
So this chapter 1 phase, like, again, I like Superman. Not really going to check out Supergirl, but it's like all this stuff. It's like if you're trying to build this universe and write these around each other, so where these characters actually exist in the same thing, you gotta at least honor some of that material that's going to make the fans that are showing up like happy. And I think that's why some of the Marvel stuff was successful. Some stuff wasn't. Some stuff just took its own creative liberties. But yeah, I don't know because yeah, people are saying Clayface is a body horror film. So it's like, I guess this is just in the same universe as, Superman and all that stuff. I don't know the comics, so I don't, you know what I mean? But maybe they can make this movie stand out on its own and people will go see it. I don't fucking know. I have no idea.
No.
But it's like they rely on superhero movies so much and franchises that are already established when, like I said, trying to have original ideas and just new stuff is refreshing.
Original ideas can fly, but you gotta have a very strong script. I mean, you look at if there's any movie that James Gunn did well on, the original couple of Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, that wasn't even the most popular Marvel property by any means, right?
I love
Most people
Slither.
never even heard of them until the movie came out, and then the movie was so good that they even made a fucking video game on it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that surprised me. I didn't know what the fuck a Guardian was. Then I saw that movie. I was like, all right, I'm in.
Right.
But I like Slither.
The stupid Suicide Squad. They had to redo it twice, and both.
No, that first one is horrible. I didn't see the second reboot, but the first one was so bad.
He didn't do Independence Day 2 for
that, but it was still bad.
Yeah, like Margot Robbie's hot, but that couldn't save that movie. You know what I mean? Yeah, like, yeah, it's different things, like, because James Gunn, like I said, I think that he has like certain abilities that are pretty good as a director, but there were certain creative decisions that I think just ended up, again, trying a little bit too much, and I don't know. I think there's some stuff that works and some stuff that doesn't work.
Well, I always say when you're making any property, whether it's a game or a movie, you got to go to your core audience first.
Yep.
Like, is it that hard to take a bunch of writers and go into these comic book stores where the fucking nerds, the people that are literally crucify you, and go in and ask them, what if you were making a movie, what do you want to see, and take a consensus about what you want to see? Because if you get it right with your core fans, you're already going to be at least partially successful, right?
That's
and then
true.
it's just get a good script. But if you screw with stuff, if you make too many tinkerations, again, because you're not trying to please the people that make your shit good, you're trying to please like new people. Like, I hate it when they always say this, making it for a modern audience. Oh, so what you're doing is you're going to take something that people love and you're going to make it dog shit to try to appeal to the fucking people that don't give a shit in the first place.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. They're not buying the tickets. Like the diehards are buying the tickets. Like same thing with He-Man, right? Some people liked it, some people hated it. But everyone that's big fans of He-Man, they fucking loved it because apparently it catered directly to the fucking fans of that property. It said, "Yo, we are checking off every single box for the fans."
And they listened because
that's what you
when they unveiled it, it was MGM. They have the lion that fucking roars in the beginning. Everyone fucking clowned them. They're like, that should be Cringer. And guess what they fucking did? That's how the movie opens, with Cringer being the fucking MGM line.
Yeah,
like, they listened. They listened to everything. They did a great job with that film.
Yeah, and oddly enough, finally to get something right, and it doesn't do so well. I don't know why. Maybe because He-Man just hasn't been as I really don't know. I haven't seen it yet. I want to. Apparently, like all the theaters basically have already got rid of it up here, so it's crazy.
Yeah, it's on the sites. Let's just say that it's out there.
Yeah, I already. That's how I watched
it. But I'm probably gonna watch it that way too because I haven't seen it yet. But everyone that
when it comes out, which will probably be in like about a month, the way things are going.
Yeah, they usually you don't gotta wait too long nowadays. Remember back in the day, you'd have to wait like 6 months for a DVD,
forever.
Or a VHS. Like shit, they leave that thing in the theater so long. But yeah, it's there's just certain things that like hit the marks. Like you said, when it is an original idea, it's really got to be captivating and like the marketing has to be really well. Or sometimes the marketing sucks and the movie's actually really good or the trailer is bad. So many bad trailers out there and so many trailers that show too much of the movie as well, which is also another pet peeve of mine that I fucking hate. I'm just like, why? You just show me the whole movie in this trailer, So I try to avoid trailers. Like, obviously, if you go to the theater, there's 30 minutes of fucking trailers now. It used to be 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Now it's 30 minutes of trailers. So you can kind of time it so like, okay, if the movie says 12:30, it ain't starting till 1, really. So you can kind of time your concession trip and everything around that, But yeah, so it's fucked. I still like going to the theater. I still like the experience. I like reviewing new movies. I'm trying to like stay up on that on my film channel. So I'm trying to embrace some of the new stuff as well, and talk about it and stuff. But I won't see every single thing that's out there because I know it doesn't always appeal to me. And like we're hitting that summertime, so there is some stuff coming out. The only thing that comes out this week is Minions, but that can fuck off at this point.
That's the thing, like Minions.
How dare you?
That already. Like Minions were cool a while ago, but after a while, you're just like.
I was gonna say, how many movies have they had at this fucking point? What was the first one? 2015. So it's been over 10 years of fucking.
Yeah, I mean they've been in 4 Despicable Me movies, and then they made their own called Minions. So that's good. The first spin-off was like cool, and then I think that this is like the 4th one now. I think since the first movie.
They're beautiful creatures.
Frank said, "Don't trash talk that."
Yeah.
What is this one called? Minions and Monsters. Okay. But they're smart. You see, they put it out 4th of July weekend. They know you're going to take the fucking kids. It's going to be hot as fuck. We're in a heat wave. They're like, all right, yeah, we'll put this out. And, well, they couldn't predict the heat wave, but they profit. The movie theaters know, like, all right, if it's a family of 4, that's $200 right there.
Exactly.
But we don't go to the movies that much anymore because it's insanely expensive.
So, like, by the time you sit down, you're like, well, I already spent $100 on the tickets.
Well, and that's part of it too. Like, our home entertainment has improved dramatically too compared to watching movies through the 80s and 90s and early 2000s, where back then you had a small shitty ass screen that probably could do 720, maybe 1080 if you're lucky. And back when I remember buying my first HDTV, like 32-inch was big and that was expensive. So like you walked in a theater and it was like, the theater was legitimately sitting down and it was an experience that you really couldn't even get close to at home. And now you're like, people got like 100-inch televisions and they're HD and you're watching movies in 4K with these massive surrounds in your house. And you're like, how can the theater even compete with that? Because honestly, and actually in VR, if you watch it in VR, it's actually like being right at the theater because the screen looks gigantic.
Yeah, it
So
looks like
there's so
room
many ways
size.
to
Yeah.
consume entertainment. And the cool thing is you can get up and pause it and take a piss in a shit or whatever, and there's nobody throwing popcorn and there's no stinky armpits around you unless
And
it's your own
you can eat
family.
whatever food you want. You don't have to sneak it in.
You know
I
what
don't
I
have to
mean?
sneak
Like,
food into my
so like,
living
I
room.
think for a lot of people that's the thing. And like Anthony alluded to it, the fact that the movies now they don't stick around the theaters for 6 and 7 months, and it takes like half a year before it comes out on home video. So like all that changed, and COVID changed everything a lot too. Like it changed how we consume stuff. Not to mention everybody has a streaming service and everybody has exclusive content. So the theaters are becoming just like sort of redundant now, and it's like it's hard to bait people in to go. And then when the experiences aren't that great either, it's a lot of money to go into a movie that you're like, man, this movie is just garbage. Like the popcorn bucket was more fun than the movie. Apparently, the Supergirl cup is a lot more fun for people than the movie. So
Yeah, it's for the meme basically more than the movie, and that's kind of funny. It's like, yeah, I still like the experience of like when it's like a movie that, I feel like it fits in the theater. But you're right, like back in the day, you would actually go to a theater and like they were projecting the film. It was on a reel. It was actually different. Like that's why films are in 24 frames per second, because that's how they're shot. That's how the film is and how it was. And now you're looking at a digital projection. So it's basically the same as like watching like a 4K basically, but it's just amplified. At least back in the day, it was on 35 millimeter. Films were still shot on film. The digital thing really came in big in like 2008, 2009, 2010. You had, your real 3D and the digital projection and all that bullshit. And then that's when it became the standard. But, when you watch movies back then, you had in the theater, it was more of an organic feeling with the film. It was different. And now it's digital, so it's still projected in 24 frames. It's still how it is, but it's just the same. It's just more of the same. And that's why, I still go to like a drive-in theater that's in PA and they show films on 35 millimeter and it's like cool double features and it's really cheap. It's like $20 for the weekend and you get to camp out and you get to bring your own stuff and nobody gives a fuck. You just do whatever you want. And that's kind of the experience that I prefer, because it's more memorable and it's like you're seeing cool classic movies.
Yeah, like sometimes, and I don't see it as much anymore, but like I remember when the first Avatar movie came out, and like I remember going to the theater with my wife, and like the lineups were going out the door, and there was such a buzz. And these things were like the midnight launches, same like with Star Wars used to have it too. I don't know if Star Wars has it as much anymore because I can't remember the last. Well, I guess I went to all I went to the Skywalker trilogy movies, the last ones, the ones that had Rey.
Yeah.
But they didn't have quite the same oomph to them as like even the trilogy with the original, like episode 1, 2, and 3. Like I remember how huge episode 1 was when it came out. It was people were lined up and sleeping on the street in tents.
I remember
to get tickets. That was craziness. I don't see that sort of buzz around stuff anymore, and I don't know why. You'd think there'd be more because of the the social media aspect and stuff. But that was the cool thing, was going to an opening movie on opening day, or at least in the opening weekend, and that buzz and that vibe, and talking to other fans who love it like you do. It was kind of like going to a midnight launch, and it was so cool. You know what I mean?
That's a good point, and I think that's what I liked about Obsession, was that it was word of mouth. But I saw it randomly. Like I just was like, oh, it looks like some horror movie. Maybe it's like Fatal Attraction. I was like, let's just go see this. And we saw it randomly. Didn't see a trailer. It was before it blew up, because it actually, the first week it came out, it did okay. The second weekend, it actually did even better and it made more money. And it was up against stuff like Mandalorian and stuff like that. But it was word of mouth and TikTok and Facebook. And like, it got people wondering, what is this movie? I was checking tickets last week. 2 weeks ago, maybe, it was still selling tickets like in the showtimes. Like it was still like, it's crazy. So that was like a recent movie that had a buzz around it that that I saw after I saw it when it really started to pick up. I think it was the first movie since like E.T. in 1982 that actually like got more money on the next or the second or third week after it came out, which is like absurd because every horror movie just usually dies out after the first week. It basically banks on the opening weekend, and after that it kind of just drops off. Like, so I think word of mouth is strong for certain movies, but you're right, like you're not going to see a lot of people lining up around the thing for these tickets unless it's like, yeah, I remember back in the day, The Dark Knight, that was the first time I went to a theater, and it, like 3 or 4 showtimes were sold out back to back to back to back, and it was like lines were out the door. I've never seen anything
For
like
me,
it.
it was Home Alone 2. We had to see it at midnight on a school night.
Yeah.
Wow, on a school night. Holy
On
shit.
a school night. My grandfather took me to Home Alone, Mamaroneck Playhouse.
That's
I think it was a
Geez,
Thursday
you know,
night.
a movie I saw in the
Great
last
movie.
little while that impressed the hell out of me. I wasn't expecting much, but it blew me away. Was that one, The Substance with Demi Moore? Holy shit, that was a cool movie.
I heard great things. I've not seen
Oh
that.
my god!
I
And
haven't
dude,
seen
the
it.
fact that Demi Moore at her age put herself out there, like I mean, full on freaking nudity at her age.
Yeah, I heard she went for it.
What,
Like I
for
heard she really went
striptease?
for
Bro,
it.
I was like, wow, like she, like you know, I get kudos to her because that just made the movie more like fascinating and sort of stunning. And like to me, she's still a good-looking woman even at her age. I
Right.
used to have some major hots on her when she was younger, but
Yeah.
yeah. But no, that movie was really cool actually.
It's like body horror, kind of.
Yeah, it's body horror sort of
Okay.
stuff, but it's just freaky. Yeah, go watch that one, man. It's intriguing as hell. I think even if you're like your woman would like watching that, it's really cool. My wife liked it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm always down for it because there's so many movies that people are like, you know, oh, you got to check this out, and like that one always kind of keeps coming up. That and this movie Parasite, which is like it's kind of like a foreign movie, but a lot of people are like, you got to fucking watch it, you know. And I'm just behind on some stuff to to watch it, but I definitely gotta check those out for sure because I always am looking for stuff that I even haven't seen yet or that's been on the back burner for a while. So.
Yeah, there's one too. I think it's called Together. It's James Franco, or not James Franco, James Franco's brother.
Oh,
They go to his cabin or whatever, him and his wife, to get away from kind of like the shit of everyday life, and that's a pretty freaky movie too.
Together, okay.
I think it's called Together. Yeah. It's again something like a body horror kind of movie. I wouldn't call it horror, but it's like, yeah, it has some really cool shit in it.
Yeah, I always like, you know, stuff that just tries to push a little bit, do something different, you know. Like sure, like you get to a point where a lot of stuff has been done and, you know, like even Obsession, it's like, you know, okay, it centers around a wish and we've all seen movies like that where you make a wish and be careful what you wish for, but the way it does things is very well done. So I think it's always about taking those ideas and just trying to like do your own little thing with it and you could still make it just as refreshing, you know. But yeah.
Well, I hate to be that guy.
I hate to be that
I gotta
guy.
yeah.
Yeah.
The old.
I think we got it. I think we got everything. I think we covered all bases.
Yeah, we covered the topics.
Yeah.
Well, there is one more thing really quick. Apparently there's an unnamed Metroid game that was revealed by accident in some listing.
I saw this. Yeah, what is that all about?
I guess we'll find out soon because it's in some filing listing, so we will see. But that would be cool to get another Metroid game this year or possibly next year.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Probably might be like a Metroid Dread, maybe.
That's what I was thinking, like a 2D Metroid, because it's a little bit quicker to make those. So
yeah,
that'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd be cool, and it's a little interesting as well. As I change my shell on my controller here. All right. Well, I want to thank Noof for coming on. He stayed the whole show. He didn't have to do that, but thank you. Appreciate that. Great chat.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
As always. And he ranted and got his point out there about this whole thing. I figured if we were doing a show, there's only one man to get on here for that, and that was Noof. So, because
speaking of another cool movie to check out, Anthony, have you ever seen Under the Skin with it's Scarlett Johansson?
No.
You definitely need to check that one out. I guarantee you will not be disappointed. It's pretty cool.
Okay.
Let's just see. She plays an alien
Okay.
under the
That's
skin,
Under
and
the
she gets in the buff too.
Okay. All right.
But it's a freaky ass movie, dude. I'm telling you, it's called Under the Skins from about 2013. Yeah, it was really good. I have it on DVD, that movie, and it was really cool.
Noof,
Damn.
did you used to own that
I'll put it in there.
website in the 90s where it'd be like at hour 2 minute 14 second 33 she gets naked or whatever? That was you. That was Noof.
Yeah, probably got them all timeline, time stamped.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to know where somebody's tit falls out in this movie. Let me know.
Just pause the tape at.
Yeah, that was Noof.
Oh man, a great show, guys. Thanks for having me on. Sorry I ranted a lot tonight, but
no, that's why we wanted you on. There was only one man that could do this.
Wanted.
Yeah, we all had a lot to say, and I think we gave them, give them over a 3-hour show. So I think we gave them enough to consume for now until we rant and rave next week about something else that happens.
And there will be a lot.
I'm sure there's another 101 rakes from Home Depot dropped on the ground somewhere.
Oh, please. No. We don't need more rakes.
Coming.
It's gonna happen.
Please,
Let's
no.
give some fucking good news for a change.
Yeah,
God,
seriously.
dang.
We're just trying to enjoy ourselves here. But yeah, hope everybody has a good and safe, 4th of July for everybody over here.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's stay the fuck inside too, because it's gonna be hot. It's gonna be like 105 tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't even know if I'm gonna be going in this weekend because at 4th of July she's working over there at the other place, and I have nobody to stay with me because there's gonna be a million. If I work alone, there's gonna be a million people that come in, and I'm behind the counter. So
Yeah, there's nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, I have nobody to help me because usually Fred would help me, but he's doing his own thing this year. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm just kind of fucked with that. So I probably won't even go in. And it's gonna be hot, and I'm not supposed to be in the heat anyway. So
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, it's just gonna be it's gonna be a pretty brutal weekend for sure as far as temperature. So
Just put a note on the door that says, "Sorry guys, but due to a bad case of this heat and swamp ass, I need to stay home."
Yeah, I know.
and no, we're still not selling Pokemon cards, by the way.
Yeah, people keep
I'll
fucking
come
asking.
up to 145 degree Fahrenheit heat for Pokemon cards.
It would.
Gotta get that rare one, gotta catch them all.
Yeah, you probably got some venereal disease off your damn fucking couch in your house too.
At this point, I wouldn't be shocked. Where can they find you every Sunday morning? I wonder.
Oh, he's hiding in the closet. Actually, glad that you asked, because this Sunday it's Crazy About Gaming, episode 21, I do believe, and I have a guest lined up. We're going to be bringing on Lord Metroid.
Oh, awesome!
Week. And it is also, yes, he couldn't wait to get on because he wants to go on about this topic too. I'm sure we'll be discussing this a little bit on Crazy About Gaming. And secondly, if you haven't heard the news, I will be having a new co-panel host to be joining me on a regular basis live from the UK. It is a female. Her name is Pudsey. She was an amazing guest on my show a while back, and I've been saying for a long time that we need to get some more diversity and some more female representation amongst the podcasting community. And she was happy to oblige, and is looking forward to it. And I hope you guys are looking forward to her too. She seems like a really nice gal that loves to play games, and hopefully she can offer some insight that generally, us as guys sometimes don't quite see in the same respect. So,
no, that sounds great.
That is
looking
awesome.
forward to it.
And it's not crazy, and it's not gaming after dark, so I don't have to worry about stepping on my tongue too badly here. So, over in that show, I'd probably be like getting myself in trouble on a constant basis. But
no, man, looking forward to it.
Well, you got to watch out for Lord Metroid, man. He was going off the other day when we were streaming Mario Kart. He might this physical media thing. He might get too passionate and go crazy.
Right. Yeah, he likes his Nintendo for sure. Yeah, he's getting pretty animated on that thing. Yeah.
Noof, listen, live on the air. You need to see, something just broke. Nintendo's ditching physical media. He'll fucking flip out on you.
Oh, man.
Yeah, we've heard through the grapevine. Nintendo is done with it. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll just be like no fucking. That'd be the biggest troll.
He'll start
Yeah.
screaming and yelling and everything.
Well, oh, by the way, guys, if anybody is around tomorrow wants the game, let me know because I do have the day off and I do not have any plans other than to do some chores around the house and get some gaming in. And yeah, so I am off tomorrow and then I work Friday, Saturday. So, but yeah, I got a rare Thursday off.
I might
Oh,
take
I
you
will
up
be
on that.
Crossfire tomorrow night, by the way.
What are you doing tomorrow night?
I'll be on Crossfire tomorrow night.
Oh, okay, with Mooch and those guys.
Yeah, those guys have invited me to come on, so yeah, we'll jump over there and see what they got to say.
Of course, they invited you on. Just they had the same idea as me. You're the guy to talk to about all this.
Yeah,
We
I
got
mean,
you
yeah,
first.
Newt's gonna have a busy week, that's for sure.
Indeed. All right.
All
Good
right.
stuff, guys.
Well, thank you again, and
guys.
shout out to everybody.
Yeah, guys.
I hope everyone has a great weekend. Happy 4th of July to everybody, and we will
Yes.
catch you all next week. Peace.
Sounds good, guys. Peace
Bye.
out.
Bye.
Peace out.
Peace. They left me. Come on. I'm trying to put this controller together, and they left me. All right, I'm out of here. Shout out to Noof again. He didn't have to come on, and I offered, and he was like, "Oh, come on." And he stayed on the whole time, so that was awesome. Thank you again, Noof. Check him out every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern for Crazy About Games. Once again, his guest for this week is Lord Metroid, which he's an awesome guy. We played Mario Kart with him. Very passionate Nintendo fan, and he loves A Link to the Past. And I think he was in this chat earlier today, so check him out as well. And we're out of here. And again, Noof will be on Crossfire tomorrow. And check him out there. And that'll be it. So we'll catch you later. Peace. Now for the after show. You know, it's funny. I might stream later. I don't know. If I'm not tired. If not, I'll stream tomorrow morning. I got to do Resident Evil with Chris. Resident Evil Remake. So I'll probably be back with that. I got the jailbroken PS4. It's been on all fucking day because I was supposed to play it earlier and I didn't. So